question was and animate around the responses. So it was like, you know, he'd ask them to like make a funny face. Like they'd be like, oh yeah, can you just like make a funny face for us on camera, like doing this? But then he'd be like, are you pooping right now? Like, like, you know, like afterwards, yeah. And people like Bob Costas, Weird Al Yankovic, Conan O'Brien, like some fairly big name people.
This is like when they're super young. Like
yeah, it is, yeah. Like
yeah.
2000.
Cheers, dude.
Salud.
Yeah, I think I got everything on too. Can I just smell that? Like,
yes.
Because I miss whiskey so much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
so nice.
Dude, $25.
That's only $25. I always thought it was like 40.
Oh, the bigger one's 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
I'll be impressed if you finish this whole bottle.
Oh.
Do you have plans later?
Yeah, at midnight. I have plans at midnight,
that's right.
So that's fine.
I have to work on photos all day, but other than that.
My, so here's the thing I was going to tell you. So like my dad and my uncle are like, they're just like they bitch so much. Like my dad and all of his brothers, he's like one of three.
Yeah.
And like we've been thinking about like just miking them up, like when they're on, or like recording their phone calls when they call each other, just because they like chirp so much at each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, my uncle will be like, oh yeah, this is that good, like I brought the good tequila, none of that cheap shit that you drank or whatever, like to my dad. And it's just like, my dad doesn't get like bad tequila, but he's a big whiskey guy. He's just like, oh, none of that like, you know, swill that you drank. And it's like, my dad's, it's like Woodford Reserve, fucking like special batch. Like
a swill.
Yeah, like that. He's just like talking shit, right? And he was telling us about this one whiskey. I forgot what it's called, but it's by Trace. It's by the distillery. Except, and it's the same bourbon, except it ages for like a third of the time. So it's just arguably worse.
Right.
Just across the board. He's just like, no, it's really good, man. But it's like $8 a bottle.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
They sell it at the liquor store?
I don't know, maybe. I looked it up. Forgot what it's called.
Dude, I just burped and it tastes like mushrooms so much. like not even a little bit, just
like dirt.
Yeah, like real earthy. Like, oh. Ooh. There's something about that taste of mushrooms. I mean, I've been microdosing on the like I filled the little capsules.
Oh yeah.
But there's still powder on the capsules, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So when I take even just one, I'm like, oh, this is gag reflex that I can't get over there. But the other day I haven't missed drinking too much, like for the most part, but probably 2 or 3 times, every once in a blue moon, it's just like, oh man, somebody's drinking a beer. I'm like, oh,
dude, it sounds beer.
I've been drinking these, but they're like,
yeah.
I did buy some Guinness. I haven't tried one yet, so I'm gonna see.
Oh shit,
pick one out actually. The non-alcoholic, whatever.
Yeah,
I've heard they taste just like it, and that's not bad. But
no.
But then when my mom came, we went to McCall to Shore Lodge. And it's just, if you see that entrance, it's like over the lake, leather couches, cocktail. I'm like, dude, I want a fucking cocktail so.
Oh yeah, just to lounge, right? Yeah. Like just to chill.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And then I've done other drugs like mushrooms, weed, cocaine, Molly.
Yeah,
like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I've only really done it once. But the one day Jeremy and I podcasted, we did some coke, and I was just like, as soon as the coke hit me, I was like, I want to fucking party. I was like, I want to get fucked up.
Like,
oh, that was tough, actually. I was like, I really want to drink. But other than that, it's not too bad.
Yeah, dude, that's like the biggest thing now is just like not like, you know, I'm 30, you're
37.
And it's like it's so easy to like just, you know, you're having a good time, like, and now it's just like, enough of the friends for the most part are like, okay, we can stop here. Yeah. Like we've had a good time. Right. Like we don't need to go.
You have friends like that?
But it's just like, it's still so easy. Like, and it'll happen like once in a while, but like way less frequently than you see, you know, and it's just like blackout. And it's just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Cause like when you're 20, you know, like 22, it's like, you know, getting cranked and then like waking up somewhere random.
Yes.
Like, dude, one time I fucking, I forgot who it was. I was hanging out with some people and they went to like some house party. I'm like, yeah, I'll go with. Like, and I like kind of knew these people, like not like close friends, but like kind of knew them. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm on a couch, I like kind of, there's a blanket over my head, I kind of pull it down, and I'm like, oh, I'm on my buddy's couch. Like, I used to crash at his place all the time. He lives right behind Suds, like over on Colorado.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so, like I would stay the night there like once a week, right? Like just we would go out on Thursday and then we'd come back. So I'm doing it and I like kind of pull it back over and like try to doze back off, and I hear some girls talking, and it's like not super uncommon for my buddy to have ladies over. And then like I kind of like pull up, and then I'm like, I don't recognize any of these voices. I haven't heard my buddy Zach in forever, like at all actually, now that I think about it. And I like pull up and I'm like, this is not Zach's house.
Oh.
This is someone else's house. And it turns out these 3 girls live there, and they're just like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, like, hi, Cary, like, what's going on? Like, how are, like, whatever. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like, again, just, you know, little drunky, and then I was just like, yo, can I, like, thank you so much for like being cool, and like, can I take you guys out to brunch? And then I'll still see some of these girls, like one of the 3 like out and about, like last tree fort, one of them was volunteering, and I was just like, dude, I owe you a beer every time I see you for the rest of forever.
That's funny.
Because like, yeah, man, it's just like,
what's your like worst come out of a blackout? Have you had any really bad ones?
Oh, like, yeah.
What's like a really bad one? Like, for example.
Yeah, I'm like trying to sift through the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
so one of my worst was, I'll tell one and then you tell one. But I went out with this girl who, her and her boyfriend, I forget where we met. We were in San Diego. We go to this concert, and this girl like starts coming on to me. We're at the bar and her boyfriend's gone, and she's like making out with me. And I was like looking around, I was like, I was like, this is gonna get bad.
I'm gonna get hit.
But I was like into it, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm like really flirting with browning out. I remember the ride back to our apartment, and she's like grabbing my hand. I'm in the back seat and like rubbing my hand and stuff, and her boyfriend's like driving or something. I don't know. And I don't remember getting to the apartment. And I lived with this kid, Brent, and there's this tiny little apartment in Pacific Beach. And I come to, and they're like screaming at each other. It's like 4 a.m. I'm like standing with Brent. They're just like, rah, rah, rah. And I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? So I was just like, dude, like, why don't you guys calm down? Like, just stay the night. You guys can just hang out here. And he's like, Josh, you've made that really apparent. And I was like, yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that you're good. And I was like, Brent, what the fuck's his deal? And he's like, shut up. You know, like, why he's pissed. And I was like, no, I do not. And he was like, dude, are you serious? I was like, I don't really know. Like, I don't remember getting here. I'm like, I'm pretty fucked up. And he's like, dude, you were standing in the kitchen and like grabbing her and like pulling her into you while you were like mid-conversation with the dude. You were like grabbing her, you're just like, yeah, so about that concert or whatever. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it.
It's fine.
I was like, the ball's on me. Like,
dude, yeah. What?
I would never do that. I was like, what? Like, that doesn't sound like me at all. And so he's just like yelling, and I guess she was just like, oh, it's cool, blah, blah. And I don't really know. Like, it's just Brent telling me this.
How long ago was that?
Probably 13 years ago.
Okay, so like before like being poly was like an acceptable thing.
Yeah. No, which is definitely not a thing. They broke up like 2 days later. But, I mean,
why?
Good for him.
Yeah. Weird.
What a whore.
Let's see. The first one is always a doozy.
Yeah.
Like, I was in college. I was in a fraternity, and like
I knew you were one of those kids.
Fuck you. I was only in school for like 2 years, and then I dropped out because I drank too much in Utah.
So it doesn't count that you were in a frat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how that worked.
But the first one, it's like University of Utah is on like the hill in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So like the dorm. Oh yeah, it's great. Dorms are like at the top of the hill, and then like the house is at the bottom, and they didn't have enough rooms to house everybody. So I was still living in the dorms, and we went to some function. Right, I'm wearing like a suit and like suspenders, you know, like the whole get up, and then we were just hanging out. I remember like getting really drunk. Vaguely remember going to get like pizza. There was this pizza spot and I just remember like waking up in in my bed, which was lofted, which I don't know how I got up, like in my dorm, and I'm wearing the dress pants and then just the suspenders, no shirt, no jacket, no socks.
So you obviously put the suspenders back on.
Dude, fucking apparently, right? Like, and then I like look over at my dorm mate and I'm like, yo, man. He's just like, you had fun last night. I'm like, word, dude, sweet, like awesome. Like, yeah, I don't remember. This is the first time. That was wild. Like, I've heard about these blackouts, these fabled blackouts. Like, I didn't realize it was quite like that. And then it was just like, I went in the next day and like one of the older dudes was just like, you and me have to talk later. And I'm like,
no.
Oh shit. And the girl he was dating was like the house sweetheart, like the girl in like the sorority. And apparently I was just like, thank God I didn't do anything, but like apparently I was just like trying super, super hard to like that I knew that they were dating. Like it's not like it was like on the side thing, like over the top, like dumb.
Was he pissed or he just kind of let it go since you were blackout?
He let it go, but not all the way. Yeah. Like there was always a like, hey man.
That's why not that I wouldn't get pissed or whatever, but I do have a bit more sympathy. Maybe it's just because I've stepped over the line so many times, either during a blackout or really drunk, where it's just like, I would never have hit on my friend's mom like that. But you know, then you're wasted and you're like, dude, I'm sorry, you know, whatever. Like, but I mean, it's
flattering.
I have definitely fucked some girls that I shouldn't have, or hooked up with, or any sort of thing. The next day, I'd be like, I am such a piece of garbage. Like, they don't deserve that. Like, my friend doesn't deserve it. But so like, as I'm older, if somebody does something that in like a drunken stupor, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm a little pissed, but I'm like, dude, I probably would have done the same thing. Like, can I be that mad?
Yeah, they say like, right, like drunk words are sober thoughts, but I don't believe that drunk actions necessarily are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like this other time, this one was more recent. This was when I was still working in the business. I used to go to Hannah's all the time.
Yeah.
Like all the time. Yeah. I was like really good friends with like the head bartender, Ryan, there. Still decent buddies with the dude that works security.
Yeah.
Kept like, you know, big dude. Yeah. His nickname was Bacon. So I worked at Twin Peaks when that place first opened. No, not Twin Peaks. Tilted Kilt on Broadway when they took where Jalapenos is now.
You had to either bust or be in the back, right?
Yeah. So I was busting. He was like the wheel guy, and so like he obviously recognized me because I would go in there so much. But anyway, me and him, like, I still, you know, shake his hand. We always catch up like every time I go in. But one night I just remember being like, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight.
Yeah.
And I did, like, very, very successfully. It was like the equivalent of like, I don't drink Long Island's, but this drink was like, you know, it was like multiple liquors, like a big one. And then I woke up in my good buddies, like in their house, like in their guest bed. And like, I worked with all of them. And I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, I don't even know, like, I didn't even know your guys' address. I didn't even know, like, this isn't the first time I've been, like, the second time I've been to your house. Like, how the fuck did I get here? Turns out I had gotten shit-faced, walked outside across the street to, like, Jimmy John's, right? And there was a food truck there, and I just, like, passed out on the street, like, right in front of this food truck. And they're, like, trying to leave, and they can't, like, drive it out because I am there. And it turns out the bartender and the bouncer, like, thank God I'm so fucking cool, because they, like... They like walked out and they're just like, oh shit, like that's Cary.
Yeah.
And then also, bartender's probably just like, I was the one. I did this. He did this, but
I kept serving.
right. And then like, you know, Boise's fucking small, so it turns out his boyfriend was on the ski team with one of my good buddies, and they ended up getting a hold of him like, yo, we got Cary. He is super fucked up. We need to take him somewhere. And my buddy's just like, just bring him over here.
Yeah.
And then I like almost was late to like my fucking 4 p.m. shift the next day because it was just.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend Maggie, she came out of a blackout in the backseat of a cop car.
Ooh.
And turns out she like beat the shit out of this girl because they caught her and her boyfriend fucking or something. Just like went ballistic. And I was like, can you imagine? Like, just, you come to, you're like, I don't know what the fuck I did. I don't know what I did. And then finding out, oh my God.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That'd be so shitty.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You're like, in my defense, I do not remember.
You ever been arrested?
I was arrested. I never was. I never went to jail.
Really?
Like they detained me at the store. I have a petty theft, so I stole, and they just detained me there, did paperwork, and then let me go. So I didn't even catch to spend a night. I don't really know. I don't even have a mugshot, which is weird, but I still have a petty theft.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very.
It's just wild.
Yeah. I took a. They had 2 packs of 5-hour energy drinks at the time, and I took one out of it and I put the box back and I just chugged it in the aisle. And
it's like what, like $4? I don't know.
Yeah, probably $3.
Banana cost.
I think I wanted to. I had found out my buddy killed himself like 2 days before,
fucking A, dude.
and I think I was just like on a mission, like destruct. It's just like I don't fucking care. Like whatever. But one time I went to Canada and I had to go through some sort of customs and they pulled me up and they're like,
dude, they don't fuck around.
You have a misdemeanor? And I was like, yes, I do. Like, can you tell me what you did? And I was like, I stole a 5-hour energy drink. And these girls were just like, why? they're like $2. I was like, I don't know.
That
shit's like laughing at me.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, apparently the Mounties don't fuck around.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they say like I don't know which way it is, but you can't get in with a DUI, but you can.
Yeah.
You can if you fly or something, but you can't if you drive, or vice versa. I think it's
some weird shit. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of like not. I was thinking of the like how you're liable if you're the bartender and you.
Oh,
somebody.
Dude, that's
Do they get out of like if you're a bartender at Hannah's?
Yeah.
Like obviously the establishment might get in trouble, but if you have somebody that leaves your establishment, you're like, you could say, I didn't serve him that many drinks. I mean, I guess there's cameras, but like maybe he got those drinks from his friends. Maybe his friend ordered the drink.
It's
like, how do I know?
It's like I know for a fact that the individual can also be held liable. It's not just the establishment, at least in this
that's
state.
like a weird thing. It's like, this guy ordered 20
especially
shots.
Especially because like half of like more than like, like 3/4 of all the people downtown are bar hopping. Like how
And I mean, I've watched so many like just completely smashed people get served. So I don't know how often
it's just
they,
like and then it's like
do that.
I think it's got to be like like willful neglect. Like this person is just shit house.
You
like
see
here
a
you
video
go, buddy.
of a bartender like pulls a guy off his bar, makes him a line, makes him snort. He gets back up. He's like, here you go,
espresso martini. Get back on your feet.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't be a pussy. Get back out there.
God, those are so fucking good.
Yeah, I do miss those as well.
Yeah, fuck, sorry.
Just jonesing. I've just been staring at this Buffalo Trace model. We went to Canada for that event.
That was recently.
We were all it was like this. We did this like charity event. We rented a yacht. It was really cool. I got to film it and shit. But we'd already set everything up. We go to this hotel to get ready, and we had bought all this like stuff to make drinks. So I bought stuff for espresso martinis or something, but we just bought chocolate liqueur and vodka. Yeah. And we're in the hotel room, so we get the guy, and we're just like, can we have a ton of coffee pods? And it was one of those pods that does make the espresso shot versus just the whole cup.
Oh, okay.
They're like the higher end ones or whatever.
Like the fucking.
They still take the K cups, but they become like super compressed.
Yeah.
So I was just making that and mixing like double Tito's, a little bit of chocolate liqueur, and this espresso shot, and they were so fucking delicious. Like we just had rosters like from the hotel. It wasn't anything fancy.
Damn.
But I was just chugging them before because I knew once I started, I wouldn't drink.
You just get
and then I like sobered up. Yeah. I'm like,
dude, it's like espresso martinis are like the also like people that like go out of their way to say espresso. I just like get the fuck over it.
Yeah. Wait. I always call it espresso. It's
espresso. Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck you. But dude, yeah. Speaking of shit like that, like I saw this one thing on TikTok. It was like you take a like a regular coffee maker, and instead of coffee grounds, you put in Jolly Ranchers, and instead of water, you put in vodka, and you brew it.
What?
It looked good, and it sounds like it could be good. But the dude was just like, yeah, I am fucking tanked.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's probably just tastes like juice, like a sweet juice or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like those. Have you ever done the watermelon with the booze in it? Dude,
maybe.
It's dope. That shit, like you can. I've seen. I think we only had one bottle, but you can put up like 2 or 3. Like the watermelon absorbs all that, and
It takes what, like a day?
yeah, something. But like I've had it, and it's like you cannot taste it. You're just eating this watermelon. But you're
In your
like,
shit
oh
face.
fuck, yeah, it's really good.
Did you ever have like a friend that was just like way too good at making jungle juice?
Yeah, Lindsay actually.
No shit.
She makes this apple pie jungle juice, and it's like apple cider, apple juice, and if you can get Everclear,
Yeah.
but if not, like your high proof vodka or whatever. But you boil it and cinnamon sticks.
Oh,
And
dude.
we did this for a Halloween party, and we made like we had 4 jugs of it or something. So we had Jello. I mean, we had everything. We had like a keg, Jello shots. So we started with this jungle juice. Within like half hour of people being here, we were all just trashed.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And like we had finished that, and they were like, now we can take shots and drink beer and like have a good time. But we were already, yeah.
Oh, dude. Is there anything worse than getting? I'm sure there is, but like it always sucks so bad when like you get too wasted before a function, like or in like the early hours, like the waking hours of the
And
function.
no one has cocaine.
Yeah. Like I remember one time, I got 2 of these stories. One of them, we did a tall teas and 40s party at my house. It was like right when I moved back into town. And me and my buddies, we were just like waiting. We're like, hey, people show up at like 9. And so it's like 9. And so like we cracked our first at like, 8, like just the guys in the house. And then 9 shows up and we like crack another. 40s are not to be trifled with, like at all. So by the time like everyone else showed up, like we were feeling great. Separate time, this is also back in college, fraternity party. Went to a strip club one time with like some dudes in the house.
Is this in Salt Lake?
Yeah, this is in Salt Lake. Oh. Yeah, and because one of my buddies, he was from Elko, and he's just like, I'm good at 3 things. I'm good at gambling, drinking, and going to strip clubs.
Yeah,
like, and he was really good at music too. And then somehow he found God, and like now it's
good at
like
learning Bible verses.
Dude, it's like depressing actually.
Yeah.
But anyway.
How often do you think those guys like fantasize about their old life? Oh,
dude, I don't.
Back in the day.
Dude, it looks like he's like fucking like brainwashed.
Yeah.
Like, cause he used to be like fucking yoked, like stylish hair. Yeah. He's fucking, good looking dude. Like, he was going to be a music major and just like, just played really good guitar and could like serenade the fuck out of anybody.
Yeah.
Like, and then now he's just like, dude, it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go. I get like a private dance for this girl. She comes back on stage, like she comes on the main stage, and my buddy's like, you should come party with us. She's like, tell your friend that I gave the dance to talk to me. And then like we walk outside and she's just like, all right, which one of you fuckers got a dance from this girl? I'm like, that'd be me. She's just like, go get her phone number right now. Yeah. I ended up getting it, which is like, she's like, I can't give you mine because of like, house policy, but like write yours down on this napkin. And then sure as shit, she texted me.
Oh yeah.
I invite her to this party and I'm like kind of like nervous. I'm like, holy shit, like I'm a 19, 20-year-old, like having a stripper come to this fucking rager house party that we're throwing. I get so fucked up before she even gets there. That lights turn off. I am like, my friend's like throwing me face first into a trash can because I'm just like puking everywhere. God. And yeah, that was a bummer.
And she found somebody else to hang out with.
Well, yeah, no. Well, like my buddy like took her home. I'm like, God damn it, dude. Because like she like got dropped off there with the intent of like not going back to her place later. Yeah, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, dude.
You just had like a wide open door. And
no, 100, dude. No, just, yeah. Like fucking slipped on the handle and like hit my head on the knob, dude. Like.
Dude, my first threesome, I don't remember at all. And done one. Well, it's better to not do one than only do one and not remember.
Better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. No, the other way around.
I've had more since, I highly recommend them to anyone. I highly recommend them. But
I refused one.
You refused? Yeah. That's just as bad, I guess. I don't know.
That's it. I still have some regrets about it.
Yeah. That's one of the things where it's like, if there's like moral complications, you're like, yeah, you know, like I probably shouldn't have sex with you because you have a boyfriend or whatever. But you're like, but I have a threesome opportunity. You're like,
It was an ethical one. I was their
you're like,
boss.
yeah. See, then
Yeah.
I don't think I could turn it down. Like I'm like, I know that the ethics aren't there, but it's the like this is the story.
One of them, I was like, I used
10
to.
years later,
Yo, dude, I'm still thinking about it. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, that is a tough one. Yeah, mine I just don't remember. Like I had this one blurry like moment that I like had in my head. And when I woke up, I was like, that had to be a dream. Fuck, it was a dream. So I woke up with my girlfriend at the time, and it was not with my girlfriend that I had. And I was like, that had to be a dream, right? That had to be a dream. And then when I like saw the girls, I was like, did that happen? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, God damn it, I don't even remember anything. Like, was it hot?
Did I suck or what?
Yeah. I think I did suck. It's like,
yeah, what can you do?
Yeah. But yeah, so the next time that the opportunity came around, I was just like, do not black out. Do not black out.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's the thing about even like first dates or whatever. I'll like, you know, you want to have like a shot or two, especially if you're like, oh, this chick's cute.
Yeah.
You go out, but you're like, okay, don't drink too much.
Yeah.
And then there's those sometimes where you're just like, oh fuck, I'm too drunk. I can feel a slur. You're like, oh shit, there was a slur. You know, I do that at work too. Like when we're like really drunk at work and my manager's around, I'm just like, just like don't say anything. Just like make some drinks.
Heard.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just like, oh fuck.
Dude, I still say fucking heard all the time.
All the time.
I don't think I'll ever stop.
Yeah.
I still say fucking corner.
Do you really?
Dude, it depends on the place, right? But like, yeah.
Behind you?
100% right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
I always say behind you.
Yeah, to me, it's just common courtesy to like people in the public. Like,
right.
And like for how tall I am, I'm like surprisingly like light on my feet when I'm just walking around. Like I have like gone up behind people. Yeah. Just like, you know, like the fucking sneaky sir from fucking Mr. Deeds.
Oh yeah.
Very sneaky sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was like, yeah, it's just like common courtesy. I think everybody should work in the service industry unless you're, you know, older now.
Yeah.
Like you just lost your time. But yeah, dude, people fucking suck, and you should get exposed to how much people suck.
I always say, coming on your back, from behind you. I've said that for so long, and people that never heard it always think it's ridiculous. And then I ended up getting fired from Lucky Fins for saying shit like that for sexual harassment. It was like the height of Me Too. And
Jesus.
Yeah, we're kind of have our hands tied here. We have like somebody complaining. I was like, she got 3 other dudes fired for saying, I don't even talk to her. But it didn't matter.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Maybe they just hated you.
Yeah, I was taking her shifts. So there was that. Like,
yeah.
Like I was starting to bartend, and I think she was losing shifts and pissed about it. I was like, you suck, so you're gonna get me fired for this. But when I started at Rudy's, though, I felt right at home. 'Cause, like I remember the first day, like my owner said something like super dirty or laughed or did something, and I was like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. Like I can say. I mean, I have said some really horrendous things just right in front of bosses, and they're just like, oh my God, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like an environment where I can be my most authentic offensive.
Oh yeah. That was like one of my big things about like when I got out of the industry. I started working for this like construction company, but I was in like the office side of things, right? Like I'm drawing plans for them and stuff, and I'm just like, man, like I am so used to, you know, having zero filter when talking to coworkers. Like I'm on a call with someone else, I am very like professional, polite, yada yada.
Keep going. Still going.
But
yes, it worked. Dope. That was the intervalometer.
Oh, sick. Yeah. Fucking yeah, totally. Yeah, that thing you said.
Made it.
100%.
I don't even know if that's what it's called, but I think that's from Back to the Future.
But we were also like, I was like talking with like production guys all the time, like actual construction workers, and like so was everybody else. So there was just like zero filter. It was great. I'm like, yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like some engineer, right? And just be like, yeah, this guy fucking sucks. I don't know why he's doing this. And then even at my job now, I'm like in our corporate headquarters, and it's still very much like, unless it's like a meeting with like my like department head, like everyone else, I'm just like, oh, dude, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. Have you ever had that situation where you're working for, say, a direct manager, and you first meet them, and everything's like, you're just so professional, and then you finally get drinks with him like 4 weeks into it, and you realize he's like way worse of a person than you or something. You're like, oh, thank God. Like, let my guard down. I remember like smoking weed with my manager for the first time, being like, oh, dude, you're fucking cool.
Dude, the first time I was in like, I guess it was the only time I was in like middle management, my like GM, he's like, after I got the job, like a week into it, like kind of after he gave me, like he was training me for a while, but after he like, the first time he gave me the reins for like a weekend, right? Because his thing was just like, it was, you know, it was a brewery, and he was just like, I don't want to work Saturday and Sunday. Like I work Monday to, and you work those days, and then you get Monday to, right? And so like after he gave me the reins, like a week after, just like, we need to get a drink, like we need to go out, and then like he's the one who gave me my first shot of Fernet.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a cool guy right there.
Yeah. Yeah, still like one of my best homies.
Then he leaves, you're like pissing in the vats and like
Well, yeah, no, he got fired, and then I had to like do shit, and it was like,
can you imagine if you like pissed in a vat of beer? Like, would you even notice? Like,
oh, probably. It depends on the size, but probably not.
Right, yeah. And then everything's fermenting.
Yeah, those things are like, some of those vats are like 240, no, they're like 120 barrels, which is 240 kegs, and each keg is like 30, like 15 gallons or some shit. Yeah. Like, not a chance, right? I'm not pissing that much.
Dude, I just had a weird thought, but this almost guaranteed happen. But you know that there's like people that just like to fuck with people.
Yeah.
And there's some brewer out there like, I'm gonna come in this beer, and no one's ever gonna know. I'll know. And then
you like that, don't you?
Yeah, like you know that
wins
that
a
happened.
fucking award.
Right. I mean, like the amount of like things you found in other like whatever. It's like, you know, in McDonald's or blah blah blah.
Oh, dude, fucking Fight Club, like
yeah, right. So like there has to be a brewer out there that's just like, oh yeah, all these fuckers are just drinking my cum. Just
my buddy just sent me this thing. It was just like, I think it was either Florida or Ohio man on meth fights 15 cops while masturbating.
I saw that.
Yeah, fucking great.
Yeah, probably. We're in Florida. Last night felt like Florida.
Dude, one of my favorite things is like the Florida Man Challenge. You type in your birthday and then type in Florida Man and see what the leading story is.
Yeah.
I think mine's like, man robs drive-through Wendy's with alligator.
I think I looked mine up, but I can't remember now.
Yeah, fuck.
But I don't know. Yeah, there was the one podcast was telling a story about the guy that was like biting this girl's face off. And Tyler's like, that sounds like Florida, dude. I was like, yes.
100%.
My night last night was like Florida. Yeah. What is it with that state? I mean, there's rednecks other places.
Dude, it's got to be like, well, and here, I would say the humidity, but like there's humidity in Alabama and shit. Dude, I don't know, man. There's got to be something in the...
What if they find out there actually is like a certain bug that's like making everybody crazy? You know, like it's not the drugs or anything or whatever. Because they like back in the day, do you remember in the South they had the bug that made everyone stupid, and people like thought, I just heard about this recently again, but I had heard about it before.
That'd be fucking wild.
This is like in the, I want to say 60s or 70s maybe, but they found out that there's a specific bug that was infecting people, and it's like fucks with your brain and like makes you stupid, but it's like it has a lot of negative effects, but that's one. And people were shitting on Southerners because they thought they were stupid, and then it might have been even 30s because I think it was like Rockefeller or something. Paid to look into it, and they found out that all these people had this disease that was caused by this bug, and then like once they cured the disease or whatever, it was fine.
And then they're still stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like generational, like, you know, stupidity. God, even if people are smart, like, I know some people think that like a female Southern accent is sexy or whatever, but to me, I just, oh my God, you sound dumb. Like, I don't mean to shit on any of my Southern friends, but
oh, dude,
there's just like, they're like, when they're like, hi, like, can you explain that to me again? I'm like, no, or I don't know. It's just, it's just, they are smart.
Yeah, it's just like, why don't you ever see like someone giving a TED talk with a drawl, you know?
Right.
Like, makes you wonder.
Or if a doctor is like from the South, but you're like, I know you're a doctor, but I don't believe you based on how you're talking. They're way smarter than me, but yeah.
The 2022 version of make sure my doctor isn't black is make sure my doctor's not from the South.
Yeah. Listen to me though, I'm like a dumb fuck. I'm just like shitting on people who are stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was it? The late great George Carlin was like, imagine how dumb the average person is, and then realize that 50% of everybody is dumber than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that shit keeps me up at night.
Dude, the thing I think about this a lot. Like, no, for the most part, and I'm sure there's people that are like, I'm stupid, but for the most part, nobody actually thinks they're dumb. So when you run across people that are like, you're like, oh my God, that person's dumb. But then you know that they're going into situations being like, God, they're so dumb. And they think that they like got it together.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh. And then there's probably people that
it's like, you really thought that was a good idea? You take a break and take a pause and be like, that you might have asked that rhetorically. They might have answered yes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Right.
Right. Oh, you really thought that was like a good idea to
like, yeah, because of, and you're like,
yeah, you're like, holy shit.
Oh. Yeah. Or some people realize later, like, I just didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah, you never think about it.
Yeah, maybe you fucking should have.
I do get one of my big pet peeves is when people are having a disagreement, and because somebody believes something different, they're stupid. That bums me out because I'm just like, dude, not everyone that disagrees with you, like say politically or say like in any sort of worldview, that doesn't make them all stupid. They're just different. Or like you know, like you look at a different culture, like why do they do it that way? Like they're fucking stupid. Like no, that's their cultural upbringing. They just have a different way of doing things.
I can agree with that 100% until it gets to, and this is just the way that my brain works. Like, you have to be like logically consistent. That's where I get like upset with like people, like individuals, and like, no, you're fucking stupid. Because like, for example, right, big thing in the news, like abortion, right? Like I can be like, hey man, if you believe that life begins at conception, like,
right,
I can respect that, right? Like, or like more specific, like that makes you different than me, right? That's what makes us individuals, right? But it's people like, yeah, man, the government has no place stepping in and telling me like what guns that I can't own guns, but the government does have a place stepping in saying that women can't choose what
it blows my mind. Yeah, I think I brought this up the last time I was talking here because that is one of the biggest, and I think it makes me
like physically upset, and I'm normally like a very chill dude, but it like what is it, logical dissonance, like, or cognitive dissonance.
And obviously, to me, both sides do it. Like they use it when they want it, and then they don't when they don't, right?
100%.
So, but I'm like, dude, that is one of the easiest, like hypocritical, like I was talking about Texas because I'm like, Texas is great. We go here for freedom, low taxes. They leave us alone. I'm like, yeah, except they don't let you smoke weed. Yeah. Like what? You can have your guns, but you can't have your drugs. Like that does not no logical sense. Like
no,
I'm
none at all.
Yeah, have your guns, and also can I have my drugs? Like
yeah.
And then obviously the abortion is the next one. They're just like, so they can't come in here, but they definitely can come over here. Like that seems so strange.
Yeah. It's one of the things. It's like if certain things were brought up in today's modern world, like would they slide? Yeah. Like imagine if you will, like, hey man, sometimes things catch on fire. We would like everybody to pitch in and pay for a group of people that we're going to train to just go put out everybody's fires. Do you think that shit, like, do you think the fire department, if it was introduced today, would fucking fly in like today's American society? Nope, probably fucking not, dude. Yeah, dude, it's wild.
I'm not paying for their fire.
Exactly. It's never going to happen to me.
Yeah, that is wild. Fuck, I was going to say something, I lost it.
Oh, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, especially on mushrooms.
I did forget.
That is the one. That's the one thing that I'm toying with this in my experiment with taking mushrooms on this podcast over drinking. Is sometimes I feel like I get way more giggly or just weird shit. But then other time I lose my train of thought so goddamn quick. But also when I'm smashed. So there's like pros and cons because I get like super silly when I'm drunk. But I was listening back to some podcasts and we'll be sitting there thinking like, who's that guy that invented the light bulb? And like I'm sitting there listening, I'm like, it's Edison. And I'm just like, it's on the tip of my, and I'm just like, dude, you guys are morons, and neither of us could come up with it.
Nikola
and we're like
Tesla.
sitting, dude, so dumb.
Dude did get shafted.
He did. That's actually what, yeah, Tesla. I'm like, oh yeah, like the car. No.
No, like the dude.
Yeah, the guy that was like way smarter than Edison.
Did you ever see The Prestige?
Yes.
Yeah, movie's fucking
Dude,
sick.
so good. I was obsessed with magic for a while growing up. And
I still like card
those
magic.
movies are really cool to me. That and what's the other one with Ed Norton? It came around the same time.
Oh.
It's really good too. It's fuck. But he's a magician, and then it's a little different premise, but
Yeah.
same sort of like twisty magic movies.
Was it a Wes Anderson magic movie?
No.
Okay,
it's not
'cause-
Wes Anderson. Does he have a magic movie?
No, but it had Edward Norton
But he
in it,
should.
so I just assumed that it was.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah. Did you ever see that Saturday Night Live, like that?
The horror one? Yes!
Oh my god, it's so fucking. But it's fucking Edward Norton playing Owen Wilson, just like spot on.
Oh no! Like,
Wow,
wow.
honey, it appears to be some kind of communique.
Yeah. Dude, they kill his like vibe. Like, they
Dude,
spot on.
Dear homeowners, may we kill you, sincerely the murderers. Dear murderers,
No, you may not. No, you may not. Yeah, that's
Oh, fucking A.
Ed Norton is a fucking phenomenal actor
Oh,
that like
dude.
only shows up like here and there, it seems.
No, well, I mean, play to your strengths, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like people, being typecast, I guess, sucks sometimes. But
Yeah.
like, there's some people that you're just like, that person was made to
Just ride that
play that
wave.
fucking role, dude.
Yeah.
Like, like Ed Norton's one, or who's like another really good typecast actor. I feel bad for the dude that played Joffrey in Game of Thrones because he started his career so young. He's
Yeah, but-
never not gonna be.
I don't know, dude. That guy who played Draco, he like got hot and stuff, and then like all these girls were like, ooh, Draco. Like he's like really attractive, and then Harry's just whatever now.
Daniel Radcliffe, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he kind of somewhat separated, but I guess not. Everyone still thinks he's Harry.
Yeah, but like, who the fuck cares? Like, dude's
Yeah,
got more
but if
money
you're
than you know
getting
what to
paid
do
a
with.
shit ton of money,
Oh,
like
dude.
just be you, like
Yeah.
that's even better. You're like, you mean I don't even have to act anymore. I just like I just get to play a part in a story I like.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll have that story. That sounds dope, and I'll just be me. Why don't you guys just start filming? I'm just gonna do my thing. Cool.
On the flip side of that, people that can like go all like Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
that
that guy's
a motherfucker.
like the fact that he's Commissioner Gordon and the bad guy from The Fifth Element is the same dude.
Yeah.
If you didn't know
I
that,
do love
look that shit up. It like just their faces in general,
Yeah.
just totally different. But
Yeah. I do
yeah.
like a guy that can play like just the most lovable good guy and just the shittiest.
just the
bad guy.
heinous.
I did really like that about that new movie, The Gray Man, to see that that whatever Captain America.
Oh, yeah, Captain America
He played
playing Lloyd.
Such a good douche. Oh my god.
I immediately don't like you.
Yeah.
that's a great way to enter. Like
Yeah.
someone just like, oh, you meet someone and they suck. Just like, I immediately don't like you.
That's a ballsy move.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
100%.
I mean, obviously in that situation, of course.
Yeah.
But just in general to do that, yeah. There's been a couple things I've been thinking of lately that I'm like, I'm just gonna start trying this out and like weed out people very quickly,
Oh yeah.
Because if the more aggressively like to the point you are, people are either like not about him or like, ooh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And you.
Right. It's just like, so like you got to think like if we want to be like even, right? Like a third of the people aren't going to like it. A third of the people are going to be like, eh. But then like a third of the people are going to like it. If you come in hot, you're instead of eliminating 1/3, you're eliminating 2/3.
Right. That is true.
Right. Yeah. That's why I always throw rock and rock, paper, scissors.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell you that I'm always throwing rock too. Just to.
Oh, that definitely would fuck with people.
Oh, yo, dude, yeah, 100%. I'm like,
he's saying that, so then he's gonna do something.
And then I throw rock, and then they're just like, oh, and I'm like, I'm throwing rock again. If it's a 3 of 5, I'm in trouble. 2 of 3, I'm okay. But 3 of 5, they're like, he's actually just throwing rock every time.
Then they win the last 3.
Yeah, then they're just like paper.
Dude, that game does fuck with me because if I'm doing good at it, I'm like, yeah,
RPS,
I got you. But then like when you don't, you're like, why am I not better than you mentally? Like, you're like, why are you outthinking me every fucking time? And it fucks with you like in my life, I'll think about it for a day of why I lost 3 out of 5.
So I went to that like nerd. I don't know if I told you, but I went to like this nerd convention in Vegas for Street Fighter and fighting games.
I did see that. Yeah.
So like on the Sunday when they were having the top 8 for all the games, right? And this is like in the Mandalay Bay like arena where they do the boxing matches. This place is fucking filled up.
You probably really look like a frat boy in comparison.
Oh,
to,
dude,
like...
it's part of the reason why I like it, like going to him so much, because like I'm like kind of cool, but like compared to everybody else, way cool. Right. But also like fighting games are sick because A, it's a bunch of old heads. Yeah. Because like, you know, arcade cabinets have been around forever. Sure. And B, it's like there's like shit talking is so much more accepted and like encouraged because it started off as people being like, yo, put your fucking quarters down, homie. Or like, dude, there's like, so like it's in the Mandalay Bay, they'll get like suites, right? Yeah. With different players, and then they'll invite people up, and like some of the big name like professional gamers, like dudes are putting down like stacks on fucking matches, like $5,000 on first to tens.
Yeah, that's like wild.
But anyway, back to my point. Like we're in this big arena, and like in between some of the matches, they'd have like crowd work, right? And they would literally bring out PlayStation 5s and pick 2 people out from the crowd and have them do rock, paper, scissors, best of 3 for a fucking PlayStation 5.
No way, that's cool.
Yeah, it sucks if you lost.
Right, you're just like, I'm so close.
Yeah, so close to a PS5.
What's that other game? This is a really old game, kind of like rock, paper, scissors, but it's like everybody has a rock and you go around. It's like you have to be in a community. So they did this like boys' school or whatever. And you pick which hand the rock is, and if you get it, you get their rock. And there was like one kid who just got everybody's rocks, and they're like, oh yeah, you would think it's 50-50 chance, you know?
Oh yeah.
But no, like there's like it's like this mental, like it's just the same gymnastics as you know, rock.
Yeah, or like that dumb shit where it's like game theory. You ever see the movie 21? Yeah. Yeah, where it's like. Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Like if you pick one and then they let you pick again, you always pick a different door. Right. Mathematically, it's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, because that door now has 60%.
Yeah, I always thought it was 50, but apparently it's 66.
Yeah, so I forget exactly how it is, but if it's not this door, you eliminated 33%, but that's 33% of the negative. And
I think
I don't know why, but
no, I think it makes more sense as you extrapolate. It's like if you bring it to like an extreme. So if there's like 100 doors, and you pick one, you have like 1 out of a. I don't fucking know. Dude.
Yeah, dude. The
more I get confused. Yeah,
Dude, I do this thing on I should probably not talk about this when I'm on mushrooms, because every time I'm on mushrooms, I talk about like I'll get myself into like a mental problem, like something I'm thinking about, and it'll throw my entire trip. Like it'll just like tank it to this like extreme low of like the meaning of the universe, because I will like just get myself in a bind on some sort of stupid mental hula hoop of why the 66 is better than the 50 or the door, and I'll just be like, yeah, but it just like starts going down this crazy rabbit hole. It's pretty funny. I've done it because you pick.
Because when you pick one, you're picking 1 out of 3, and if they eliminate one and you pick another one, you're now picking. You're 2.
Yeah, because you already knew that wasn't the one, so you're picking like the 66.
Yeah, dude, fucking.
He explains it so much better in the movie too. That was a really good movie, actually.
Dude, that movie, rip.
Yeah. It was wasn't it him and a bunch of 16-year-old boys?
No, like one chick that he had no interest in.
What was the thing with him? Didn't he just like assault someone in public?
He Me Too'd a younger dude.
Yeah, but he like grabbed him. Did he like fuck him too? I
think it was just like.
I mean, not saying it was bad, but I think it was like in like a public space, like grabbing other dicks or something.
No. I think it was just like he was, you know, the basis of the Me Too is like women having to like do sexual favors for like career advancement, right? Is like, and he would do it on like young boys. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's funny. I gotta piss real quick.
It's funny. I will follow you.
Yeah, it's hilarious actually.
It's a thing.
I think I'm gonna use some of those peppers for. I'm making this like I don't know avocado salsa shit.
Ooh,
like breakfast burritos on there.
Oh, dude, sounds.
Cut up some of that. It's called but what is it? Bavarian? No, Bolivian rainbow peppers. The bush
That
is
just
dope.
sounds fucking good.
Yeah, the bush is dope. It's like red and yellow and purple peppers and stuff on it. They're just those little tiny guys.
Dude, and tiny peppers scare me.
Yeah, they're pretty hot.
Yeah.
I had one yesterday. I was like, ooh, yeah, it's like
I'm like fairly good with South American heat, but like tiny peppers scare the fuck.
I could do like when we were eating in Vancouver, we were eating a lot of Indian, right?
Okay.
And
Oh
Indians
yeah. No,
are so hot, and obviously they tame it down, like for like Westerners, and it's still really hot, right?
Still just dumb.
And it's like I really enjoy it for a meal, but I like when you start like really like eating meal after meal, you're like, oof, like it's too much. It's too much heat.
Yeah, you gotta like, you have to like do it for a while just to get your like fucking stomach enzymes like.
We had breakfast
or
one day.
do they just sit their brains out all the time? Like
we just had like breakfast one day. We sat outside. It's like getting warm, and there's just like this hot soup, broth, and like bread, and it's just like you're like sweating, and like this is how you start your day.
They drink hot. Like, well, dude, right? Isn't it like what like they drink tea because it cools you down?
Yeah,
which is weird. Hot drinks in the heat cool you down.
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't remember how that works, but it made sense when I listened to it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another of those things.
Yes, it made sense when I heard it with the explanation.
But then you think about it more, you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Do yourselves a favor, Google fucking.
Yeah.
That is the Googling shit. I might have told you this before, but that's like the biggest like I think that's the biggest way to tell like a millennial from someone older and a millennial from like Gen Z is like Gen Z will just straight up look it up.
Right.
They just won't even bother. Millennials will be like, who's that guy? And then they'll bounce it around for like 30 seconds and they're like, fucking, I'm looking it up. I have seen my parents just be like, who's that actor from that movie with the guy? And they'll go on for 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah. And they
just, or like, they might get it, but it's just like, yo, man, like you literally have the total combination of all human knowledge
it is strange.
Available at your fingertips, and you can't fucking pull up your IMDb app and DB database. I always fuck that up.
Yeah. Dude, they say that I mean, I think it even for me personally, but the internet helped get rid of, I mean, there's obviously scammers, but it's easier and easier to get rid of scammers. Like, or just bullshitters. You're like telling a story. You're like, I was there for blah, 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 blah. And you can just be like, Google it. You're like, no, that didn't happen actually.
Docs are fun.
So you can't like create these stories anymore.
Oh, dude, you would think.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be a new religion that like is formed, because even Scientology, that was created before the internet, so it already had
R. Hubbard
had a
in the 50s
foothold before the wealth of information. Same with Mormonism and any newer religions, right? They have a foothold already, even though the internet is debunking their things. Like they're just still like they have a strong enough base to ignore it, but. In the future, can you create a new religion knowing that like that creation is all documented and everything online?
It would have to be something like Buddhism, like a religion based off like a different approach to like humanity and like being a human. Like you couldn't tell like a new creation story, or like you couldn't like come up with
yourself as God, or like
well, you could do that, I guess, but it's just like I think the only thing that would latch on, right, is like that.
Yeah.
You ever think, because you know, you've discussed, you've been in a cult. I used to be Catholic. It's like almost the same thing.
Yeah. We both got touched.
My God. No, Father Rob,
they told me
you were God.
He told me he was God.
But shit.
Growing up a cult, starting religions.
Yeah. No.
Google it.
Yeah, no, after that, before the other shit. Dude, okay, sidebar. This is like there is no better people at picking up a conversation than service industry people.
Yeah.
Because, dude, me and Jaren all the time, it'd be like, when we're opening, we're telling stories about last weekend, right? Like polishing glass or fucking rolling silverware. And then like first table comes in, he gets it. Then I get a table that comes in, I get it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like an hour and a half later and we're back, rolling silverware. And it's just like, oh yeah, so I fucking... Except now I'm still bad at it.
Having a third party is really good. Like, so if people at my bar are talking about something, then they lose it, and then they'll be like, what were we talking about? I'm always like, oh, you're doing that. The third party helps a ton.
Well, it's just like bartender ears, right? Like, is it eavesdropping? Yes, but like...
Well, they know. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Well, no, but here's the thing is, like, I haven't lost that. Like, I will be sitting at a bar and... just all the time. That was the thing last night at the concert. Like, one of the things while I was zoning in on the excellent visuals and music provided by our boy Flume. Great show, by the way, dude. Fucking, because he's watching this. Yeah,
I forgot to text you back.
Yeah, he's watching this. Fucking, I feel like I could hear like other people like talking and like. Yeah. More so than I should have been able to because I was not that far from the speakers.
Sure.
Also forgot my fucking earplugs.
Oh, I still never take earplugs.
Dude, put them in for a concert.
Yeah.
You
have the nice ones that like just pull down all the levels of each frequency, not like muddies it. Right?
I used to have, I just had like construction grade earplugs. So it's like, which are great.
Yeah.
You want the ones, not like the foam ones are like okay, but they're not whatever. You want the ones that are like the plastic ones that have like the little cones on them.
Yeah, the little cones.
Yeah, those are the shit.
Yeah, we used to have those for like band practice and stuff. You still want to hear all like the sounds just at a...
And you can like hear other people talking too, which is sick.
Yeah. Dude, I find those like not Bose, the new AirPod too. I just got a pair. Those are
I'm rocking an Android. I'm getting a new phone. I don't know if I should
crazy because you like do the noise cancellation, so it's like you don't hear anything, and you can hear like just the like just, and it's the outside noise disappears. But then you can click on like the talking version or whatever, and then it opens up the outside noise, so you can hear people talking while you're listening to music, and you can have a conversation.
That shit's fucking wild.
It's pretty dope. I'm gonna check this thing in.
Yeah. What blows my mind is like the science behind noise canceling headphones.
See, you're doing something dumb.
Oh no.
What did I lose? Huh. Oh well. We're gonna let it cool, I guess, a little while. The other podcast I did, I ran that and never had an issue. Huh. I should get I'll have to figure out like
fan or
sit in a bucket of ice.
No, dude, because they make like computers with like
I have this
coolant, but like I don't know if, like how the fuck do they do it for a camera? How do you cool a camera? I'm sure.
So typically, I think the ones that are designed for this are different. Like this potentially can overheat too.
Yeah, I mean anything can.
This one I use a different battery. It's like a battery. It's a plastic battery, so that doesn't get hot and it plugs into the wall. It also allows the battery not to drain. But for some reason that one's not. Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. Huh. It'll be like I think for video, like long form video cameras, I think they design them differently. But that are like meant for, long filming.
Yeah.
I don't really know. What were we talking about?
Talking about noise canceling headphones. Fucking silence. See, perfect there. Picking like didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
The science behind those is fucking wild because it's like the way I understand it, right, is like all the music, all the sound that comes in, the headphones like recognize the frequency and then like pretty much on time produce the anti-frequency of it, like in real time. Like how the fuck do you do that? Also, can we just like get some shit out of the way? Like I'm a fairly smart guy, right? Like I do like structural engineering work for a fucking construction company, and like you're a smart guy too. Like we, like I'm not gonna
saying that we believe that we're smart enough, like we're smarter than other people.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I believe that 100%. Yeah, like
okay, me too.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's just funny because we're like the people that think that everyone else is dumb.
Yeah, we're
this is what I wonder if dumb people think.
We're nobody. Yeah, but like, I mean,
I mean, like actual. Like,
did you take ACTs, SATs, any of that shit?
Yeah.
How did we do?
I mean, I graduated 4.0. And
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Also, yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Go fuck yourselves.
The proverbial audience.
Yeah. I mean, they're watching.
You wanted to get something out of the way because you're smart.
Yes.
And we were talking about noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, we were doing that. God damn it. So this is the thing when you go back and you're watching, it's like Thomas Edison.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's the worst. It's painful sometimes.
Oh, yeah, right. Smart dude. I don't get how wind works.
No.
Can you, or other basic shit, satellite communication?
Like where, yeah.
No, the wind, if the Earth is spinning at the same speed the whole time, and if the atmosphere is, in place, how wouldn't it just be the same all the time?
Yeah. And if it moves, something has to move it.
Yeah, right? But nothing moves. Yeah.
Okay, so I think obvious is it's atoms
pressure.
Right. Because I used to wonder where farts came from. I was like, where is all that extra air coming from? Because some days it's just constant.
Oh yeah, some days you're just farting.
So do I have where did that all come from? Obviously, it's science that is above my pay grade.
Oh yeah. You could pay me to learn it, but I don't need to now. So.
This is where it's Henry Ford, because he was notoriously didn't graduate high school.
Oh no shit.
And he couldn't read or write, I guess.
What?
And okay, so this is.
And he just developed the assembly line.
This is a very inspiring story too, because he's he actually got sued because they said he was a moron, and they were trying to people were trying to attack his company, and so I guess they thought it would be
big horse and big buggy were attacking his fucking.
The horse lobby was huge. Can you imagine?
Fucking Clydesdale United.
It probably was. There probably was horse lobbies and shit. But yeah, so they're trying to take him down, and I guess you'd take him to court, and if we can prove that he's an idiot, they won't let him work. I don't know. But so they try to take him to court, and they're can you tell us? And there's super easy stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just no. He's I have no idea. And then he's but I can pay somebody to find that out. And he's why would I need to spend all my time learning how to figure this out when I can just pay somebody?
That's fucking, that is gangster.
He was dude, he's an inspiration as far as, just determination.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes, there's a story about when he created the V6, and he goes to his, he obviously is not creating these cars. He just had, the vision for it, and he assembled people. He started, he was working on.
He brought people together and.
But then he goes to his engineers. He's I want a 6-cylinder, vehicle, and they're no, it's.
I had no idea he created the V6. That's.
They're
wild.
This is impossible. It's this cannot be done. And he's just you have 6 months, figure it out. And then he comes back in 6 months. What do you got? They're we don't have anything because it's impossible. And he's just yes, it is. Figure it out. And he leaves. And then 6 months later, they figured it out. It's just
That's fucking
he's sick. The answer is out there. Get it. Yo, we can't get it. So just that idea of when you don't think you can do something, yes, you can figure it out, and then figuring it out.
What blows my mind too is in a similar vein, but not quite exactly the same as George fucking Lucas when he made Star Wars. Why did he start with Episode 4? Is because he knew what Episode 1, 2, and 3 were, and knew that that the technology was not there if he were to start at 1, 2, and 3 because of the Clone Wars and the scale of the engagements that he wanted to do for the story. So he started later, with the shit in the story that he could do then.
And then he waited for the technology
to catch up
and the acting
to do
shitty.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, Hayden Christensen. One was bad. Oh, do you know the correct?
I actually.
Do you know the correct way to watch Star Wars?
No. Maybe.
Okay, so the correct way is, and this was from a Reddit post, but I just personally agree with it. Right. Is that you start with 4, because the main story is the story of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
And I'm talking about first 6. I don't
1, 2,
fuck
3
with.
Are a prequel.
I don't. Yeah. So that's the thing is you start with 4, 5 because at the end of 5. Oh my God.
Right.
I am your father. Right, no, I am your father.
Right.
Yeah. Right? That's a fucking Mandela effect. You know that, right?
Mm-mm.
It's what is he told me enough. He told me you killed him. What does Darth Vader say to Luke after he cuts off his hand?
I don't remember.
The big line.
Oh, I am your father.
What does he say? What is the word before that? The single
Luke.
word. No.
I don't know.
No, it's no.
Oh. He says no.
No, I am your father. But everyone thinks it's Luke, I am your father.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not,
Okay.
Which is fucking...
So what's the Mandela... Oh, you remember things differently than
Yeah. Then they actually happen.
Yeah. That's what I was like, what's the Mandela Effect? Now I remember.
We were talking about him missing a hand.
So you watch 4 and 5.
You watch 4 and 5, you leave at that cliffhanger, and then you go back and watch the prequel, 1, 2, and 3. You can skip 1, though, because 1 actually holds no value.
Good, because it's shit.
It is shit. You learn about
you see him his like as your early child.
Except for Duel of the Fates.
Who's the kid? You see
Anakin.
Oh yeah, you see
young Darth Vader.
Yeah, right. It's backstory.
But you see Duel of the Fates, which is arguably the best scene and song in the entire you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the duel?
Yeah. The Duel of the Fates. Except it's not a duel, it's a 1 versus 2, which is definitely not a duel.
Red dude.
Yeah, Darth Maul against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Dude.
Yeah, that was dope. Do you watch Rogue One before 4? Because I fucking
I think you watched that after 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
You watch it after 3, so I think
because they end at
Rogue One. I think Rogue One is the best Star Wars, like just period.
So good.
Like
it is dirty.
It's modern day. It's like got that because when you think about it, right? It's like, and you know, here's Space Ghost. Like here's the nerd coming out, right? Is that like, but when you think about it, like they're rebels, right, against the Empire,
right?
And George Lucas has straight out come and said that like the Empire is the United States. Yeah. Like 100, like he's on record for saying that. So like the rebel, like, you know, there was some phrase I forgot from what movie, but it's like one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Right. Which is very true. Sure. Yeah. Right? Sure. Depending on what side of whatever thing you're on. But it's just like, we all want the rebels to win against the evil Empire. But it's just like, you gotta realize like, these guys are they are just terrorists and they do acts of terror in that movie. And it's like it makes it very real. Because those ones were made back in like, you know, the 70s. Yeah. Right? And it was like, oh, like, you know, you can't discuss that type of shit in media. Yeah. But you make a show in 2017 or whenever the fuck it came out, like, oh, this is fucking bitching.
Dude, it also like the end scene, like when Darth Vader comes in, he was just so much scarier than you like. Obviously, watching the old movies a bit chintzy, you know, it's old. Yeah, right? And then
the choreography wasn't quite there.
Yeah, like, and then the new when he arrives and he
just fucking lifts the dude up.
And obviously, we have way better, you know, like the sound. You're just like, oh my god, like it's terrifying.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Oh yeah,
it's so goddamn
that's super dope.
I am a slut for good fight choreography.
Yeah,
and I mean, yeah.
You're probably a huge fan of, were you a fan of, it's not fighting, but...
Copiera?
No, I'm thinking of the Keanu plays...
Matrix?
Matrix, obviously. That was
John Wick?
Yeah, John Wick.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up on it.
Actually, take the Matrix. The choreography, I don't really like the when he was fighting like 1,000, but like in the third one, like the choreography there is just insane. Like it's so cool.
I like watched some video a while back and it was talking about like the fight choreography. It was like, you know, some Japanese dude and like how he would just look at the way people conducted themselves and it's just like, you should like, you know, put that into your thing, right? Like Agent Smith, right? Like that actor is fucking incredible. I can't remember his name. Yeah, but he was in Cloud Atlas. He plays the bad guy in Cloud. Mm-hmm. Dude, Cloud Atlas was fucking sick.
I love Cloud Atlas.
Dude, Cloud Atlas was so fucking good.
I'm obsessed with Cloud Atlas because I kind of I didn't understand it even when I first watched it, but like as I take a lot of mushrooms,
rewatch it. I've only seen.
I want to watch it on mushrooms again, but like it helps you visualize what it is like if time and space doesn't really exist the way we think of.
Yes.
And if we are existing in multiple planes, in multiple realities, right?
Multiverse theory or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of different versions of it.
Yeah.
I can just get you mine. So.
We're good.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, and also if there's multiple versions of yourself that exist in time and space, if you are like an energy and it's like in all these universes, there is likely going to be the antithesis of you in these spaces, which is what that like kind of portrays in certain, you know, you see the same actor, but you see him in like a negative role or a positive role. Or yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean that's also the type of shit. Not that I'm trying to put you down that path, but like more discussing the idea of, I mean, like I'm sure obviously you like have gone down the rabbit hole of like what would have been like, you know, some people it's just like, oh, I regret nothing. Like, and I'm just like, bitch, like fucking really? Like you don't regret a single goddamn choice you made?
I think that's an easy way to like tell. It's like it's saying like you don't give a fuck. You know, like when people say, I don't give a fuck, I'm like, yes, you do. You give so many fucks.
Dude, I am very much in the, like,
you were just telling me yesterday how much that upset you. If you didn't give a fuck, that wouldn't have upset you, right? Like, yeah, we give fucks. We just don't want to say it. So the same with that. It's like, I don't have regrets. That they're lessons learned. I'm like, yeah, but you're saying you've never once wasted time thinking about that thing, then it's a regret.
Well, it's like, okay, like obviously the ideal situation is, right, it's like if you could go back and do it all over again, it's like, yeah, I would with the information that I have now.
Right.
And then when you get to where you are now, having done it twice, would you go back and do it a third time? Like, right? Like,
if you still fuck stuff up, because like it's like when you make the same mistake in life.
And then you get the fucking, well, it was Ashton Kutcher Butterfly Effect, right? Like he keeps trying to make it right? So
dude, that's a good movie.
He's fucked up.
Yeah, I need to watch that one again, actually. It doesn't have a fucked up ending, right?
It has a super fucked up ending.
I can't remember. I think, Dude, speaking of fucked up shit, I thought I X'd somebody out of a story. This is a crazy, like a mushroom trip. Dude, for anyone who's not taking mushrooms, and gone down certain rabbit holes, it's hard to explain, but like you can really get into like some crazy, like just whatever. You create things in your own mind and then you like create a story, and you can be like, it can be so far-fetched, but like in the moment you feel it's real, you know, like it's so hard to explain. But anyway, so I somehow thought we were trying to come up with cool ideas, and then I thought that like we had created a way to like manipulate space, like the space, because we had looked at each other and made like birds sing and like it all flowery, and then made it dark and heavy, and then back up, and I was like, I think we just like created like a something in the system, and we're like manipulating shit. And then I was like, what if when you take like acid or mushrooms, you just like step into like an alternate universe, and that creates this like world,
or you like see things as they actually are,
right?
Some shit, right?
Yeah, but you get into those moments, right? So then I thought I did something wrong, and I thought I was with my girlfriend Taylor at the time, and I didn't think I killed her. I think I like erased her from and I saw her disappear
because killing her would be sad. But erasing her made it, exactly. Dude, I'm picking up what you're putting up.
And I was like, no. And I like started like sobbing. I was like, Taylor, and I couldn't find her. And it still gives me chills. And I'm like, obviously it sounds crazy. Like, But then when she I think I called her or something, and then she picked up. And I was like, oh, babe. I was like, say I love you. And then I felt like everything changed, and it like trickled down, and then she just appeared. She's like, hey. And I was like, oh. It was weird.
Dude, it's like a first and only time, but it was a great time that I did acid. Like my buddy's just like, I'm like, what can I expect? Like after it's in, right? Like, all right, what can I expect? He's just like, well, colors are really going to pop. Like, it's a good thing we're in McCall. Like, you can go fucking walk around outside and have a really good time. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck do you mean? He's just like, yeah, man, colors are going to pop. Like, things are going to seem really real. And then it's just like, really? Yeah, man, if you've never done it, you can't be like, that is more red than it normally is. But like, I remember looking at a tree with like some berries on it. I'm just like, that's the reddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, it is like, dope. Yeah, colors popping is like extra special.
Dude, oh God, it's so cool. Dude, concert last night.
Yeah.
Fucking, okay. Anybody that does light shows or anybody that does shows on stage with lights, like, especially if it's outside, design them for people wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing sunglasses last night, like, because it was like, you know, sunny when I got there, but then it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would like, you know, peek them down to be like, yo, should I take these off or not? But it's just like,
sunglasses are almost always better on mushrooms too, or acid, because like
it's a nice filter. It cuts out like, yes,
and you don't get some of that like bright glare or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Ridiculously nice. Yeah, I almost always wear sunglasses when I'm tripping for sure.
Yeah, it's
like a nice polarized set. Yeah, and it's fun to have multiple, because if you have like a yellower one or a red one, then you're like, ooh, my world's completely different. You know, it's fun. Dude, there is nothing like a heavy come up like. Obviously, I'm like doing like a more like microdose, right? But like to have a really heavy come up when you're in a room or even in like nature. But like I've done it in a casino before. I've done it in a bar where you're sitting there, everything's normal.
We got stories.
And then all of a sudden it's just like it feels like the whole universe just like expands like this, and everything gets 3D, and you're just like, oh my god, like it just like hits all at once. I fucking love that feeling, and for a first person to see that for the first time, not knowing what to expect, and then seeing just like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's wild.
Dude. Yeah, goddamn. I mean, yeah. Oh, dude, I am lucky that like I'm not gonna say the only therapist I've had, but like the one that I went to the longest, like the one that I would consider like my dude that like a little fucked up. Like I was on my parents' insurance at the time. This was like, you know, a couple years back. And like my mom was looking for more of a life coach, but like me and him, like I felt really good. Like he got me to be like big proponent of mindfulness, etc.
Yeah.
He was like way into like, because now it's like a little bit more mainstream, but like this is like 4 or 5 years ago. He was definitely talking about like asking me, like, you know, I told him I do drugs, and like we were talking about it, and he's just like, have you ever done any psychedelics? And at the time it had been no.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, you know, there's some like really interesting research out there.
Yeah.
And like he was definitely one who partook.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I would love, like, whenever you do it, I'm not telling you to do it, but like if you do, let's talk about it. Because like,
how long ago was this?
That me and him saw it, that we're talking, this is a couple years ago. This is definitely before I did acid, before I did any sort of psychedelics. And it's like, yeah, man. But like now I got my own insurance, because I got like, you know, I got a big boy job.
Oh,
and
insurance?
Yeah. And so it's like, oh yeah, no, I want to go see my buddy Jay and be like, yo, dude, like, hey, I've been to the mountaintop now. Yeah. And I will, like, not that it's like fucking groundbreaking, but
no, I feel like it's pretty ground. I don't know. I think that not every time I do it, but like certain times I do, I thought of like experienced things that like blew my mind or made me think things different ways, and then I'll have another trip that's like fucks that all up, or like something else, like, oh shit,
goddamn.
So like the ability to, Paul gave a really good analogy. It was like mushrooms is like you put snow on a path, so that way you can find other paths. Like, because if your brain wires down one path forever, and when you take mushrooms, you're basically getting rid of all the paths. You put snow on it, so then when your brain's finding a new path.
I've not done enough at a time to experience that.
Sure, even if you do a little bit, I think it's still like the way that you like rewire. But apparently, this is how they explain it, or. But yeah, your brain's like rewiring different ways because it was used to doing it this way.
Finding new synapses.
And,
that's sick.
Yeah, it's just so dope. But like that's how they like rewire like PTSD and like other shit. You're like,
dude, and there's some like legitimate, like very legitimate studies coming out now that are just like,
it's gonna be dope. Shit's gonna be wild in the next like 20 years. What they figured out, like how to solve certain.
Planning on still being alive by then, so.
No, I think so. But yeah, with Molly and PTSD, that's a huge one. And they're like, dude, you can do 2 to 3 Molly sessions with a therapist, and it's like cured. Like PTSD is cured from like the ones they've looked at so far. Obviously, it's still small. I don't want to say like it's. I'm sure there's still exceptions and shit.
Yeah, like
that's wild.
Yeah, no, it fucking is, dude. Science is cool, man, because I mean, right? Like MDMA was like made by the CIA, right? Like or some shit. Like I know for a fact that heroin was made by the U.S. government.
Like synthesized off poppies and stuff.
Yeah, like in World War II, they gave like amphetamines to pilots.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because they were like doing bombing runs every day for X amount of hours at a time. You know,
apparently they gave them to a lot of people in Vietnam. Like,
oh no, yeah, but this is before that, right? Like they got these guys flying from Britain to over Germany or wherever the fuck they are on like, you know, bombing runs and like planes. There weren't jet engines back then, right? So these, I don't know what the fuck the speed is, but it would take you like a whole day to like go there, drop bombs, come back. But like you need to be like there the whole time, right? And like even now, like pilots are like the most drugged people ever. Like not just in the military. Like we also had a movie with Denzel Washington, right?
I didn't see it, but I know.
Fuck it. Okay, you would love that movie.
I know.
It is so fucking good. That's all right.
One sec. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that movie. What'd you get?
Jack in the Box. Spicy Jack sub sourdough.
Oh yeah, sourdough's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Those fucking mushrooms. When I like move around, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it has a nice head like Guinness.
Yeah, it cascades like it does too.
Yeah. Huh.
I'll never forget the first time that I got high. It was off weed, right? And like
that's pretty fucking similar. Wanna try it?
Let me watch this Spicy Jack.
To get it all in your mustache. I need like a fucking napkin. I'm just gonna have Guinness bubbles on my mustache.
Fuck yeah, man. No, I mean that's the perk of having the flavor saver, right?
That's pretty, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean
the only thing it's missing is that 2.5%. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck Guinness is. It's not even like.
Yeah. That's why it's so easy to make a non-alcoholic. You only get rid of like.
That's the reason why the Irish drink like 80 of them.
I know. They all think they're good at handling their booze. They just. No, they are. You ever watch that video of that guy that chugs a bottle of Jack, and it's like not the little one. It's like the that size one.
It makes me
straws it and just like the entire thing. I cannot eat. I tried to chug like 2 shots of Jack. And I was like. Bruh.
I've never strawed it, but back in my dumb fraternity college days, which we discussed earlier, I used to do this thing called going vert because my
going vert. Yeah.
Take the bottle and go vert, right? Yeah. Because like so like dudes in my fraternity were from like all over kinda, but the guys that my dorm mate, he was from Park City.
Yeah.
So like that was pretty cool too, because like me and him were chill. He used to like fucking deal weed to everybody. So like there was always just like a shit ton of weed.
Yeah.
You like, you want to go for a walk, but like he would. I like got a second group of friends like instantly from all of his buddies from Park City that came down to University of Utah, which was a fair amount.
I don't know if people like grew up in Park City, but yeah, that makes sense. It's like growing up. Like,
I mean, some of them do, right? Like,
it just seems so like a vacation.
Dude, also like,
it's weird.
Like do you ski or snowboard?
I'm trying to. I snowboarded one time last year.
I used to ski when I was like way younger, than I snowboarded like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
But I stopped actually when I went to college, which is wild because University of Utah has got like literally the best skiing and best skiing in the country, right?
Yeah.
Like Park City. Like Park City is like so
Park
close.
City, Vale.
No, I mean like, but there's like a bit. So there's like Alta, which is like incredible. Park City ski resort. Like there's like 5 resorts up on this stretch of mountains, right? They're fucking wild. But my mom, like, when she was younger, she has torn both of her ACLs. The first time she did one of them was she was skiing with people that were good, like better than her, and she went down like a run that she shouldn't have and like fucking like tore up her fucking knee, right? So I remember like within the first like week or two, I was asking this dude, like, friend of my dorm mates, like he was just downstairs in the dorm building, like, and they all got got rooms in the same building, which was cool. And I was just like, yo, man, are you good at skiing?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, nah, dude, like I'm not that good at all.
Mm-hmm.
I shit you not. He turns to his buddy, and in the next sentence that is uttered out of his mouth, he's like, yeah, dude, so I went in fakie and did I went in switch and did a 540 over that 30-foot kicker.
Yeah.
And I feel like I landed it pretty good.
Yeah.
Because good to these guys are literally
they're playing
gold medalists.
Right, yeah.
In Olympics, X Games.
Right.
Alex Slopey, who was like a skier, big air guy, like literally came into like, I remember like he showed up and like at our dorms and we were just showing like, sup dude, like I met him or whatever. It was the first time I did cocaine. It was great. And then like he left to go to like some house party down in Salt Lake, and he came back with 2 girls, and I'm just like, yo dude, do you just like keep your X Games gold medal like in your back pocket? He's like, no. I'm like, you fucking should.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck not, dude? Like dude was like 19, 18.
I guess people in the community that you're going for knows, right?
Oh yeah, like
you don't need to have it.
Well, especially the parties that he's probably
like,
going to,
know, like they know ahead of time that you're the shit in that thing. You know?
Or like at least have like it as like your background on your phone, right? Like just double click and be like, yeah, no, this is me on the podium. Like, go fuck yourself.
I'm the best in the world.
I'm like, yeah, literally the best in the world right now.
That would be an insane thing in general, to be the best in the world at anything.
Or like even like top X,
but
right?
To be able to just say that, to be able to like, I am the best in the world at this one
at thing. Whatever.
And like there's 8 billion people in the world and I'm better than all of them. Or
yeah, no, right? Like I think that's where I'm gonna like revert back to some nerddom here, right? It's like, to be the best in the world at basketball, right? You got to be tall, and that's not that's a dice roll at birth, right? Like, or upbringing or whatever. Like, I should have been okay at basketball, but even then, like, 6'6", like, I'm like, what? Like maybe a 2 or a 3, like at the higher level, like, if I would have played, which I didn't, like,
you have to just start super early too.
Yeah, and I didn't because I always played baseball. But it's just like, even then, it's like in so many like things where we talk about like skill,
right?
It's very physical, and like you are barred by physical capabilities. Like there's some guys that break the mold, obviously, like Nate Robinson in the fucking NBA, or like
how tall is like Muggsy? Wasn't he like 5 foot or no? Sorry, 6 foot or 5'10"?
Yeah, right. Like here's the thing, right? It's like you look at like I'm a Lakers fan, so it's like back in the Lakers heyday, right? It was
Steve
like
Nash, wasn't he like 5'11"? I don't know.
Yeah, like the shortest dudes in the NBA, if you look at them next to a referee, are 4 to 6 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
Like the shortest guys in the NBA.
Yeah.
And those refs are like fairly normal sized dudes, right? You have to assume, right, that there's like a fucking bell curve.
Well, yeah, they're the guys that like basketball. But
like Kobe was like 6'8". Like Kobe didn't look big on the court, but that man's 2 inches taller than me. Mm-hmm. And I noticed when I go to a bar, I notice every single person that is within an inch of me. Yeah. Either way, like I'm like, yo, is this guy like, is this 6'5" is he taller than me, or is he the same height?
It's interesting when you, as a tall person, have to look up somebody. I bet.
Dude, it's actually like weird because it's foreign.
Yeah, so
like the whole idea of like, and this sounds ridiculous, but like I swear to God, it makes me physically uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because I'm just not used to doing it.
Yeah, that's. Cinda had this thing where she said, I forget how to do it. You put your phone on the height a person is on the wall, and then you film yourself. And then you can look, you're like, this is how it looks to look at you. So she would say, for example, me, she'd put it at 6 foot.
Oh, dude, okay, me and her should do that the next time.
And then she's
next time we hang out.
She's like, this is how you see me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Because when you look in the mirror, you're fucking level. You're dead level all the time.
But it's just,
no matter if you're slouching or
see me like this.
Dude, yeah, that was the thing. Like my mom, like I've always had like less than fucking perfect posture. And my mom was always just like, yo, like, you got to stand up straight. I'm like, you always told me to talk to someone eye to eye.
Yeah.
That seems disrespectful.
That is a tough one for posture, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you negate that.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I just...
like, yes. So, yeah, that is a trip.
Hey, yo, girl, how you doing?
I mean, I'm 6'1", so I'm relatively
No. You're...
tall.
Yeah.
And, but I still, yeah.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah. Height alone. Yeah. When I went to Hong Kong,
Oh, Jesus.
It's so trippy, you know, because you're just like, everyone's
you're just
like, it's like you and one other guy down the train.
That is the so you know what I'm talking, like, whenever like I'm at a bar or whatever, like a club, concert, it's just like I am looking around. There is like an unspoken like tall man agreement where we just like,
because everyone else
give each other a nod, like we're the only people who, you just, you know,
like above everyone.
It's quite literally that.
That is funny.
You know what's wild is that, like, for the longest time, up until like I have only ever like gone out with, I've never gone out with a tall girl except for like the most recent girl that I'm seeing.
Did that trip you out when you first did that?
What?
Like the most recent one?
No. I guess I've been with like tall girls before, but she's just
that's
like,
always a trip to me, because like when I don't have to look down, when you're just like right there, I'm just like, that's wild. Like
when I guess when I say tall, right? Like she's like maybe like 6, like not still tall, but like I'm still looking down.
You have an edge up on, like, there's a specific girls that are like the tall girls that are like, I will not date shorter, and then you're like, hello.
I get, but it's just like, but I think a lot of them are looking for like ball players.
Yeah, but they're still rare. Like the pickings become slim. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, settle, girl. Like, I'm right here.
If she's hot, I guess then the pickings aren't slim.
No, yeah. I recently going out with a girl.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is that, like, I like really like her.
Yeah. Well, when did you switch?
I should have just been like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, but
I'm telling Lindsay. Dude, Lindsay doesn't give a fuck.
He still hasn't said so, I've heard.
No, who is this chick?
Met her on one of the swipe apps, Hinge, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you date first?
I mean, that's what we're doing.
Where's the first date?
First time I met her was at James on Broadway.
Well, that's a good spot.
Dude, it's a fucking sick spot. It's a super sick spot.
And I don't like to do food.
I did get a pizza. I did get a pizza.
If they get hungry, it's still chill.
Yeah, exactly. Place with good cocktails. Yeah. Fucking. Yeah, man. Dude, I went out with one of the swipe app chicks, and I'm just like, yo, like, what kind of place? She's just like, I'm not from here. I also, like, apparently just, like, am extremely attractive to people that aren't from Boise. Because, like, the last 4 girls... 3 of the last 4 girls I've gone out with, not including the most recent one, have all been not from here.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You grew up here, right?
I mean, I moved here when I was 12, so yeah, like, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it, but...
Yeah, I always wonder...
good time. But yeah, we were just like, and I was just like, yo, good cocktails. Like, I'm like, hey, you want cocktails, beer, or wine? Like, we're going to get a drink, whatever, right? And she's just like, cocktails. So I'm like, yo, let's go to the Mode. Like, it's a decent spot. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll get like an old fashioned. It's just like my go-to. And she's just like, tequila pineapple. I'm like, we could have gone so many other places for a tequila pineapple.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't, to be fair, I didn't specify craft or 2-part. Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, I would have already put her out.
Oh, I mean, I did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
And then
she also started talking about Q shit, and I was just like, okay,
Q shit or cute shit?
Q.
Cute, like.
Anon.
Yeah.
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 Ugh.
Oh, I love him. I was trying to think of something really quick to say that would make, instead of saying I love him, like that would make people...
Dude, apparently they found the guy that came up with it.
Really?
Yeah, like the singular dude.
That would, if
he like ran for office, like local politics, and got absolutely fucking crushed.
I feel like if somebody like, you'd have to convince people, but if you could convince people that you were Q, you would instantly like have your own cult. Like you're just like, now I have a cult. But you'd have to convince them that you're Q, which is tough, you know, I guess.
Well, no, but going back to like kind of the religion thing, right? Like if Jesus were like, you know, like Christians believe that Jesus will come again one day. Right. Like if he came again today,
that guy would slay.
Well, I mean, would he?
I think so.
Like, or would everyone just call him like a fucking hippie commie fuck and then kick him out?
Well, the thing is, it depends on if you believe that he's Jesus or not, right? Because if you actually believe him, then maybe you'd be like, I don't know.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, I feel like
he would step on some people's toes.
A lot of Christians today don't remember what Christ was like. Sure. They remember what Paul wrote for whatever reason.
Yeah, it is interesting when I left religion, when I was looking back at how I was as a Christian, I was like, oh shit, I was like like we were all Pharisees, and like we thought we weren't. We would
fucking.
And then when I stepped out, I looked at it, I was like, dude, we are literally the Pharisees, and that Jesus preached against, and it's all littered through there, and no one realizes it in all of these churches. Not no one.
But they like. Yeah. They read scripture or whatever, and they're just like,
and they're still and they read anti-gay or something,
and they read like Paul, and they're like, Paul said that a man shouldn't lay with another man. I'm like, Jesus was friends with all of the weird people, and if you consider them weird, like sex workers, fucking. Dude, all my thing is that like the meek shall inherit the earth. Like that's like the biggest thing he said, right? Is like the meek shall inherit the earth, right? And oh, you just want to shit on the people that already get shit on all the time? Yeah, right. Like, the fuck are you...
Yeah, it's so wild. I had this idea of, like, making a video of, like, me with, like, a bunch of strippers and be like, I don't want to say I'm Jesus, but I do like sluts and sinning or sinners or something like that.
I mean, they never said that he was a virgin, right? Just his mom.
I don't think so.
Right? Like, no.
It is a very... obviously, me and Paul talked about this.
Okay. I stopped at like. I did. To be fair, I have paused listening around. Who was after Cam?
Ian.
That you released. No. David.
David. Yeah.
Okay, I watched through David. Yeah. I watched through David.
Either way, I was super fucked up with Paul. So.
Oh yeah,
it's interesting. Weird. I can like say things a little more coherently, but at the same time, like I am tripping. So.
Yeah.
It's. We were talking about how like, dude, Jesus, take any spiritual leader. You know, you don't want to write him down in history as like the dirtier sides of him, but he was still a man. Like so, like you know that there's certain religious leaders like they fucked like. They were like slaying it, especially like when you have a following of 5,000 people or 10,000 people around you don't think that guy's fucking, and then he's hanging out with prostitutes, and why the fuck not, you know? But yeah, you're not gonna write that in your. I get it, you're not gonna write that in your scripture for sure, but yeah, that guy's probably slayed.
Have you, speaking of prostitutes, have you ever paid for sex?
Yes.
Okay.
Many times.
Oh.
No. Have you? Apparently not.
I was too fucked up, but like the money was in my pocket.
Oh, got him.
Yeah.
Paul's was he's like, I've paid for it, but I've never actually had sex. I've never paid for sex, but he's paid the girl. He just never got the sex part. I was like, oh.
I'm in the same boat as Paul then.
Yeah. So you paid her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it just couldn't happen because
I
was.
Yeah. So he's like, I paid for a prostitute, but I've never paid for sex. I was like, oh yeah, I paid for sex. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I never get there. He's like, I tried like multiple times and I just couldn't do it. Or
sex work is
he's like, it doesn't turn me on. He's like, but if I get paid for sex, it turns me on. I was like, all right.
Oh shit. Okay, so that's a real thing now. Have I ever been paid for sex? Like, and let's go like off, like, you know, let's take it like 1 or 2 degrees away from like, you know, direct.
Yeah, I don't think
cash.
I've never paid for sex, or I've never been paid for sex. I don't think so.
Like for a ride or anything, or
what do you mean?
Like someone's fucked you to like take you, so the next morning you would take them to the airport? or some shit?
No, I've never read that.
Huh.
You have.
I can't remember. Not I'm like thinking about it. That was just like a...
Yeah. I prefer them to like give me money. That would be dope.
I'll just take people to the airport. If you ever need to, especially since you live close. Like,
yeah.
I will just take you to the airport.
I just would enjoy...
I'll pick you up from the airport.
I would actually enjoy if a girl was just like, that was really good, and they gave me $50. that would be hot. I would be like...
I feel like I'd be in
or
the
if
plus.
you're in a bar. What if you're in a bar and a girl's just like, I'll give you $100 if I can fuck you? You're like, whoa. Yeah. Most likely you might not be into her, but still. But that might make me into her. I don't know. That never happens.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't.
Right. I mean, in Paul's case it did.
I mean, at least, wait, what?
Yeah, I got paid for sex. Yeah, it's like some couple that he like fucked.
Paul is like he's got that good like 5 o'clock.
You
like,
should listen to the.
Oh no, I will. He's got that good 5 o'clock shadow. Like,
oh yeah,
he's like some John Hamm looking motherfucker.
Just super kinky, like just freaky. Like he's just freaky, like, and he gives off freaky vibes like really quickly. So people like, dude. Okay, so
I love Paul. No, I do love that.
Okay, we were talking about tall people in a room, right?
Yeah.
And what like. I'm more and more thinking like this, but once you hit a certain energy or confidence level or something, what if like, and it might be just as like you get older, like you, like when you, it's like levels of human, and once you like level up, what if like it becomes easier and easier to just look across a field of humans and be like, that's my person, or you know, like, because I've noticed in general, like my like friends that I've become friends with are quicker and quicker. Like I go deep really quick. Like I'm like, oh, dude, this guy slaps, and instantly you can just like you start hanging out with a person a lot. It took me 10 years to even find good friends or whatever. It was like I didn't have any, and then it's like as you graduate levels, you're like, I instantly attract a certain level. I'm like,
no,
that's the dude. That and like Paul was like, I'm like, that's a dude I'm with. You know?
No, I think
that's homies so quick. Right?
I think that's totally fair because like let's see, so like 3 years ago I was just like, yo, I want to try to find a partner, right? Like a romantic partner,
right?
And I'm straight, but I say partner because one of my favorite things was when I was at that first construction company I worked at. We had this dude who was from Atlanta, but he's me and him are like the only two liberal guys there, or like liberal-ish, like kind of openly. He'd been dating a girl for 5 years, but he would always just say his partner, not his girlfriend, just to make all
people
of it
uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was so great. Like, yeah, Nick's a fucking homie. Yeah. Like, yeah, no, it was incredible. But
3 years.
But yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. So like,
you didn't decide that before 3 years ago. Oh yeah, you were still fraternizing. That's where fraternizing comes from.
Yeah, maybe. No. But like 3 years ago was like
I decided I'm on
when I was at Bitter Creek. I'm like just like, yo, like I've been single for a long time. Like I want to see what all the fuss is about, right? Like with and so it's like I started doing it, but here's the problem, and this is just like a little bit of like my like recent life story, is just that like I like to be good at stuff. Yeah. Right? Nobody likes to be bad at something.
That must sucks being you then.
Depends on what you're talking about.
Just kidding. Continue.
But
I love being
I've gotten great reviews. I've gotten great reviews on my sucking, all right?
Yeah. Partner.
But yeah, so it's like it has definitely been unfortunate for like the ladies that I have like linked up with and like tried to make something happen. But like, dude, yeah, right? Like it sounds so terrible to say, but there's no better way to say it other than it's just like, I am just trying to get better at being a better person.
Yeah.
And this is like, like a nobody's some fucking, like, especially for like the younger nobodies out there, right? That might be listening to this for the first time. It's just like, yo, it is okay to like, to get with someone and like try to make things work. But if they don't, like, you got to just recognize why they didn't. And then like, But like, and I've done a lot of that recently, and that's why like I'm fucking stoked now is because like again like girl I'm seeing now like I fucking like her.
Yeah, you're like I've gotten better at relationships.
No, it's
already.
dude. No.
Yeah.
It, and it sucks for everybody that came before that.
Yeah.
But it's like how much Outkast do you listen to?
Not that much. Yeah.
Okay. UGK. Yes or no? There's this song called the International Players Anthem.
Okay.
The first lines of the song are like, I wrote this text to a girl I used to see saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be. And I apologize if this message gets you down. And then I'd CC'd every girl that I'd CC around town. And I'd hate to see you frown, but I'd rather see her smile. And it's just all about like, yo, like I've been fucking around and like me and you had a good time, but like, yo, dog, like this is the person.
Yeah.
Like
we were just learning.
And that's the thing. It's just like a more relatable example, Superbad the movie.
Yeah.
You can't suck dick at fucking pussy, right? Yeah. Like the reason why I think I was such a slut is because like if I do find the one, I want to be able to fuck her good, like real good, right? Like I want to be able to fuck her the best.
Or you're gonna lose the one.
Yeah, I want to be able to fuck her the best,
right?
Like
for sure.
Yeah, right.
You can also get better. You can get better at fucking by fucking around and fucking a ton. You can also get better.
Have done that,
right? Yeah. Isn't it amazing? I think
dude, the compliments.
Did you grow
for guys? If you're a lady out there and like a dude fucks you good, tell him because goddamn.
Did you grow up ugly?
No, I feel like okay, all right, maybe I've always kind of looked like this.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yes.
so I'll leave that up to you. Like,
obviously, like, that's funny because like beauty's subjective, but like I personally think I grew up ugly, and I can subjectively show people pictures and be like, no one was trying to fuck this, right?
Oh, shit,
so anyway,
before the mustache,
but
like maybe a hard maybe
that it's like when you grew up then it makes you a better personality, or like you're more likely to have to work on your personality, right? So the same thing rang true for like sex. I was just like, I can barely get a girl because I'm not attractive.
I got to be able to keep that.
So if I get a girl,
I got to be able to keep that.
And then I have 2 pumps and I suck. Why would they stay, right? So I realized very quickly I can't control my looks, but I'm going to learn to
can control, it's just like any other skill.
Yeah.
It's
and then you can keep girls around that are way out of your league because I can fuck. And then obviously, like, if you even more to the point of like finding the one, like that's surface level. But if you can't fuck, you're not going to keep her around. Like she's not going to entertain you for another week while you're just like, or whatever, you know. So,
amen.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah. Good dick reviews are very important.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's like even good. It's like you need to show up even when it's like it's not the one, because it's like who knows who her friend is.
You also don't want to. It's like Yelp. You don't want to have one good dick review. You want to have 10.
Well, no, and it's like
you need to like 50 reviews on your Yelp, right?
Or like even like a few is okay. Like you don't need 10, but it's just like you need enough to be like, I mean, this person is good at sex.
Yeah. But if like 10 people also agree, like, that also helps you get a person. If they're like, not sure about that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Other people
I have never been personally in a situation where it's just like I have had like multiple of a lady's
You don't think you've
friends.
ever got a girl because somebody else was just like, no, Cary slaps? You never, like...
Dude, here's the thing, right? Like, when's the last time someone's asked you for a body count?
Every new girl I see.
No shit.
Yeah, I gotta pee again.
Oh, fuck. You're lucky. You're lucky, yeah.
Yeah, every girl I see.
One of my biggest things is like, we've all seen so many friends that like find a person and then they're just like all about that person, and then they kind of leave themselves to... So like that's like my biggest thing, right? Is like, and I've run into problems with this where it's just like I always like I introduce like partners to my friend group like very quickly.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is that like, my friends are like my real family. Like if my family doesn't like you, I can give a shit. But like my friends don't like you.
Family doesn't like me.
If my friends don't like you, then that's like that. Like I'm not gonna not hang out with them. Like I'm not gonna find a new group of friends because of you. So, but like I feel like specifically because I like women, like a lot of women are just like, oh my God, he introduced me to his friends. This guy must really like me.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, yo, no, this is just like the first box that we got to check because I don't want to waste either of our time if you can't get along with them and they can't get along with you. Like,
yeah, that's not a difference, but it's a hard thing to figure out where you move from a stage of like seeing a person where you're like, I need to like check these boxes out to see if you're good, but that doesn't mean we need to get way more serious.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that at least this is like out of the way. That doesn't mean we need to jump into like fucking next level like status. And I don't know how to find that other than just tell the person, hey, I'm not trying to make anything serious, but I do want you to meet my friends. Like, yeah. Or you just have to communicate it, I guess.
And I found that out kind of like mainly because I was, well, mainly because I was just like so dumb and like had been single for so long that like I didn't think that them meeting my friends would be like a big deal, but obviously like in their heads they're like, oh my God, I'm meeting his friends. Like
I'm very nervous about that. If I don't know that I'll ever be monogamous, but regardless, even I'm nervous. I've been single way too long that like some of my behaviors, I'm like, oh, is that like a dick move or whatever? I'm like, this is just single, you know? Like, I don't know. You have to change some things if you become a relationship person. Like
what's weird is that like I have become the person in my friend group that just like brings girls around like a lot, but it's not because I'm like a shithead, although like it's all unknown sources. That's what it like when I bring around,
it's a problem. Like, to me, it doesn't.
Well, no. It doesn't seem like a problem. But like when they're the girl, they're just like, oh, like, and someone drops just like, oh yeah, last year for Friendsgiving, Cary brought someone else, and like someone else, whatever before, like whatever event before that. It's just like, oh, is this guy a piece of shit? And I'm just like, no, I just want to clear him with you guys before I go any further.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to.
I just bring like within. I can maybe not within, but. I have this idea where I'm just like, if I start to fuck you, you're a homie, right? Like I view you as you're a person I'm spending time with, and I want all of my friends to meet all my friends. I'm like, I would bring my buddy David around to meet Cary because I think you guys would get along. Like we do. I'm treating you like a friend, you know, like so it doesn't need to be a big deal. I'm just like, yo, like come meet my friends. But we can also fuck.
I'm gonna ask this question, but I think I already know the answer. Like, or I guess no. Here's a better way to say it. It's like, how many like married people have you had sex with?
Surprisingly, only 2. I think.
Okay,
1 or 2. I don't know. There's one girl I found out after.
Okay. Oh, wow. So.
But then there's plenty of relationship girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we talk about it, right? Like, poly's the thing now.
Yeah. No, but like definitely they were cheating on their dude. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
I used to have a thing where I would go for like taking girls. This is like challenge. And then I kind of was like, dude, this is gonna bust me in the ass. Like, so someday I'm just gonna get like just that dude rocked. Is not just gonna be upset with me. He's gonna shoot me or he's gonna like beat the shit out of me or something, right? Like, so I don't take moral high ground on sex a lot. So I'm not going to say I won't still dabble or like if there's a girl that's like has a boyfriend and she's talking to me, I will still entertain it. But I try not to chase it.
You're lucky that you're in lucky in that sense that you're in a fairly, well, I'm not going to say even the word fairly, that like you're in like a loose sexual relationship.
Yeah, it's very loose.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know you do.
It is lucky.
yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. Well, but I have learned to I embrace like aggressive honesty.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And sometimes it's probably too much, but like there is any point if a girl asks, I don't always offer it like on a first date. I don't say like, I don't put on my Tinder, I am also fucking somebody right now. Like, I think that's silly. Like, you gotta
yeah.
You know, if you have herpes, you don't put it on your Tinder profile. You know, you wait till like the third date or something. I don't know. Yeah. You ease them in.
You wait before you have sex.
Yeah. You know, if you killed a man, you don't tell your girl like the first time. Yeah.
No, you got to be married. Like, you got to have married with no prenup. Like,
yeah. There is one. I listened to this podcast. This dude, he was into like getting fucked with a dildo by his partner, but he never told her till after he was married. So they're like fucking in like 2 years, and then they get together, and she's just like, this is something you say before you like marry. He's like, but he's like, I've told other girls and they left me, and they didn't want you to leave. So that is a fucking dilemma. Oh, right?
Dude, that is super rough.
Yeah.
Because, like, jokingly,
dilemma. Yeah.
Jokingly, I told the girl that I was with now, I'm like, yo, I'm up to try anything except for furry shit. And I was I say it jokingly, but I'm not joking about the furry shit part.
Yeah.
I will like be very like I do not make fun of like gay people. I do not make fun of trans people. I do not make fun of people of color. I will make fun of furries until the day that I die.
Yeah.
Call me a bigot, but I know that it is only because I am anti-furry.
Yeah.
That is
the literal definition.
Yeah.
I like to make fun of them all, but yeah.
I mean, like legitimately, like with no remorse, make fun. Like I will be like, yeah, no furries.
Yeah.
I just.
That's hilarious.
You know the thing is just like, oh yeah, well, what's next? Like a man can marry a man can marry his dog. I'm like, no, I draw the line.
Yeah. I always said it was just really weird with when people are like, I actually was going to bring this up earlier. There's a lot of things I find weird, but one of the things is the fact that like we all as a society did think that gay people were like less than and they couldn't get married. Like Obama was like, no, you shouldn't be allowed to. Biden, like Clinton, you know, like we have progressively moved forward, but like it was so like 20 years ago, we're like, no, that's disgusting. Like it was not that long ago, right?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I remember being homophobic. Like I was very homophobic. That being said, I always thought it was like when they're just like, what's next? We're gonna allow like men to marry this. I'm like, that is an incredible leap.
Yeah, no, that is so far.
We're talking about
a single chromosome in humans, and you're talking about some whole fucking DNA splice sequence.
Always so strange. There's this like,
dude, what I would have loved to be is just like, what's next? Are we gonna allow men to fucking marry dogs? It's like, Senator, are you gonna fuck a dog?
Yeah.
Like, if this becomes legal just to prove a point, you won't, pussy.
What's that Black Mirror episode where it's the fuck?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Is it a goat?
I
feel like it's always a goat. Why the fuck does every comedy thing just fall back to fucking a goat?
Yeah,
do goats have that just fucking like gorilla grip or? Excuse me, goat grip. Sorry, a different G. My bad.
Dude, I was gonna ask you too. Have you ever seen goats in a different way, but men who stare at goats?
Is that the George Clooney movie? No, I haven't.
It's loosely based off of true, like when they used to experiment with drugs.
Oh no,
they thought that they could.
Used to. They probably still fucking.
For sure.
Was that MK Ultra? Or was that before?
I think it's about around the same time.
Yeah. That's just fucking wild, dude.
I don't know that much about those parts of history. But
it's like declassified now. If you ever want to take a read, it's fucking wild. Yeah. No, it is declassified now. If you wanted to. Unlike
apparently there's some book that this guy took 20 years to write, but it's all about Dahmer, I think, and how he was part of MK Ultra.
No shit.
Yeah, and he was it's Manson, not Dahmer.
Okay.
Manson. But yeah, he was like in and out of like prison because they were experimenting, so they like wanted him to like whatever. They were fucking around with this like LSD trials and all this shit. Yeah. Anyway, but
ethics were very loose. Ethics were very loose back in the day.
Oh, super loose. Oh, dude.
And by loose, I mean non-existent.
We were talking about speaking of. I've been all over the place, but speaking of cults,
I'm in.
We were talking about like different cults. Me and Cindo were talking about how somebody was saying they wanted to buy a piece of land or collectively buy a piece of land so they could run festivals. I'm like, dude, we could like pitch in and have a festival.
Yeah.
And it's
I've been in those conversations.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it sounds dope, like,
yeah,
right? But like, so then like the ideas can get like very interesting, which you think is innocent. You're like, well, yeah, like we could all live there, like. Then we own the property, so we would live there, like, which makes sense. We're like, yeah, I own some property. It's a nice area. It's out here. We put
100%. Yeah.
It's just like, Cinda's like, honestly, it's so expensive. Like, people lose money all the time for festivals. I don't think it's a good investment. Like, that's how it started. Like, and so he's like, well, yeah, but we would get the land. And then I was like, what we could do is like we could turn it into like little Airbnbs. You have like little huts. You could have tree houses, right? So people come to visit. And I was like, what if they can't pay for, like, what if they want to live longer? We could just like maybe like trade for like servitude from their kids. So they could just like help out around the farm. And then I was like, what if we just trick people into a cult? Like, instead of just, you just already have all these people.
Instead of tricking people into a cult, what if we just trick people into a cult?
And then, what did I say? Eventually, they just signed contracts. They're like, yeah, well, we like it here. I'm like, yeah, so you can live here for free.
If you
have
don't
to exchange this amount of services.
If you never leave.
And so I was like, well, we won't call it indentured servitude. We'll figure it out another terminology. And then I was just like, you slip in and like, also I get to fuck your wife. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like slipped really quickly, and I was like, "This is gonna be brilliant."
Dude, who's the guy? Is it like Jared Leto? I remember you talking about this on like an earlier podcast that I was listening to. Is it Jared Leto? Is he the one that has the cult?
I don't think so. I might. He seems like a guy that would have a cult.
Does he have the long hair?
Yeah.
I haven't
looks
looked
like a cult leader.
I haven't looked up anything else. I will.
There was a I would not surprise me if there was like a Hollywood celebrity that had a cult, like secret people are just like following him and stuff. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Speaking of Jared Leto,
why people are convinced Jared Leto runs a cult? The cult of Jared Leto.
He looks so like a cult leader.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, so he
also,
looks the part.
30 Seconds to Mars fans are like diehard.
I remember. Yeah, you were saying that. What if I wanted to?
Yeah.
That was my like favorite songs to drum on Rock Band.
Dude, it's really fun.
It's yeah.
Have you ever seen? It's Jared Leto and who's the guy from we were just talking about from the Flight movie Crashes? Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. No.
And who's the guy who plays Bohemian Rhapsody?
Who plays David? Not David Bowie.
He's a lesser known guy, but he got really big from Bohemian Rhapsody. But those three, and it's like this 90s like crime thriller, and Jared Leto plays like this girl this guy that kills like prostitutes, or like so you think, and he does it. He's so creepy. Like he just like has this little bell, and he's like, so what if I did? Like what he like he just like fucks with Denzel Washington. There's these like intense scenes and stuff, and it is one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen, and the ending fucks you up.
All right, now I gotta look so.
It's called The Little Things.
Jared, The Middle Face?
The Little Things. But it's
2021.
Yeah, this is super new. And it's filmed kind of like this 90s-esque like crime thriller feel.
Rami Malek. Dude, that guy is
good.
So fucking good. He's in Mr. Robot. I've never seen that, but it looks.
That's where I first saw him.
I first saw him
when I saw that Bohemian Rhapsody was gonna have him. I was like, oh shit.
I first saw him in the Pacific.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, dude, have you seen Band of Brothers?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's that one. He's in that one too. Oh, dude, if you've never, it's the same thing. 10-part miniseries. Yeah. So fucking good.
Yeah, because I'd seen Band of Brothers, but I hadn't seen that.
Because like all of World War II's like movies and stuff that have come out of it were written by officers, like their memoirs.
Yeah.
The main character in the Pacific is this dude, I forgot, Eugene Hacks or whatever. His nickname is Sledge.
Yeah.
He's like enlisted. He's like a private right?
Shit.
Like Private First Class. He kept like an incredible diary, and all of it is based off of that, and it's so fucking good.
Yeah. Huh.
Also, Generation Kill, still on HBO.
Oh.
Oh, dude, it's like so fucking good.
Huh.
Same thing, 10-part miniseries, HBO.
I thought the other one was like, isn't there one that's like written from the other side?
Unsure. If it is, I haven't seen it, or at least I don't know what I'm talking about. But the last one, Generation Kill, is about the George Bush invasion of Afghanistan. HW, or no, excuse me, W, not HW, like the newest one.
Yeah.
Iraqi Freedom or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's based off a book written by an embedded columnist from Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, it's so good.
Huh.
Yeah, so you guys need shit to watch on HBO. It's a 10-part miniseries.
That's like you were saying, like Operation Kill is 10-part.
What?
Operation Kill? Generation Kill.
Generation Kill
it's a
it's a 10-part, dude. It's got the guy, like they have a bunch of good. What's the dopest part of that movie is, right? Like these guys play Marines, right? And they actually have 2 Marines that were in the battalion.
Yeah.
That acted as themselves in the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is super sick.
There was that one movie that did that, but then like I think it kind of tanked because it was like all the actors were the guys.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what you're talking about.
It's pretty
But
cool.
What's funny is that like one of them is like the fruitiest guy. Like I say fruity, but like he's straight, but he's just like very much like Buddhist. He's like very Buddhist, like, you know, like wears shawls and shit, and like his name, they call him Fruity Rudy. Yeah. And like you think that like, oh, like this is for sure an actor. This guy is way too attractive to, but no, this was a guy that was into shit in Iraq, like fucking invading Mesopotamia. He just looked this good all the time. Yeah. Like he just happened.
Yeah. That's wild. I probably would find it strange to have some sort of situation like that happen and then play in a movie like, we need you to be you, but like what happened 5 years ago or whatever, and then like recreate it and just being like, dude, or my buddy's gonna be like, that's not how you were like, or what, blah, 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 you know. I would probably overthink it.
No, I feel like
I probably would never be in this.
I mean, like, I didn't know until after I watched the whole season. Like, I just assumed the man was an actor, and then, like, you find out that
that's wild.
That's him, and it's fucking sick.
Yeah. I'm sure they do make, like, films or parts that are from the other side, but that's no. There's
like
fascinating where it's just like, oh, there's another story that's told by
there's a fucking incredible one. It's pretty much like the equivalent of Band of Brothers, but like from the German perspective. That is just like,
maybe that's what I was thinking of.
So good. Like 2 of them are brothers. One of them's an officer. The other one's just like a regular infantryman. Like one of them is like a Jewish guy that is like trying to hide his Judaism in Nazi Germany. Yeah. And the other one is like a girl that is like attractive, that like is in like public relations campaigns, and then like realizes how fucked everything is. Like, I can't remember. I'll fucking send it to you later, and then you can fucking tag it on some shit. But like, no, it's so fucking good.
We're just gonna have like a Netflix or a HBO list a mile long after this.
That's fine.
There's so much good content out there that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
There's also some terribly shitty content out there.
Yeah. Do you have that syndrome where once you start something, you have to finish it? Or are you able to like tap out?
No. I do have that syndrome. 100%. I like
worse.
That's no. What? I would much rather start and finish something than start something and not realize what happens. I'm very much a person that is just like, if there's a show that is out, that there's like a book behind it, and like the show's gonna take multiple seasons or multiple movies.
You'll read the book?
I do not. No. I just don't want to know. If I read it, that's fine, but I don't want someone else to tell me what the fuck's going on.
Oh yeah. There's definitely certain times I do not need to spend another 10 hours of my life investing in this. I'm already bored, or I'm already like over it. I'm like, I don't care how it ends. I could be spending this time watching something good, so I'm going to switch it.
New Lord of the Rings?
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
Is it good?
It's good.
Although there was this time we took a bunch of acid and we were watching some really fucked up movies, and neither of us like hit the abort button. And it was just like, what afterwards we're like, why didn't we just quit when we knew it was like shitty and like go have a good time doing anything else?
Literally anything.
And we both were just like, I don't know. Like, we didn't know why we didn't quit.
Dude, I watched, I remember one time I was at a party with Jaren and like it was winding down and we were all spending the night there. So Jaren threw on not Bill and Ted, because that's the Excellent Adventure. Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
Yeah, I know Tim and Eric.
Yeah, no, that's like trash, right? Like,
so trashy.
It's so trash.
Yeah.
And Jaren, like, I might have recognized Tim and Eric from something else, but Jaren was in on Tim and Eric.
Yeah,
like
my old roommate Chris was so about them. It's like anti-humor.
Yeah. And I was just like, and he was just like, yo, this movie is really funny. And like, granted, the movie is funny, but it's just like
Have you ever seen any of their like skits? Like,
it's just like,
yeah, they're bad.
And he was just like, yeah, no, this is a great comedy movie. And I'm just like, this is like an okay comedy movie at best. Like, after watching like the 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah. Dude, we watched, have you ever seen the movie Prisoners?
No.
It's Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. And
that sounds like a great lineup.
We watched the trailer and it looked, I mean, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. It's a psychological thriller. The premise is this guy takes their like kids, or like 5 and 7-year-old, kidnaps them, and he's creepy and he's like a molester looking dude. And the premise is like Jake Gyllenhaal's trying to figure out who did it, but there's no proof. And so Hugh Jackman takes this guy hostage and starts torturing him.
Sick.
And puts him in the cage, and then all the meanwhile those kids are captured somewhere and Jake Gyllenhaal is trying to figure it out. So you have like the whole molester vibe part of it, then you have the torture vibe part of it, and you have this
that
like thriller
sick
stuff. But we took a bunch of acid.
Okay, sounds
and we're
less sick now.
Watching this like incredibly dark thriller, and then even my roommate came out. She's like, "You're watching Prisoners?"
Like Man on Fire, but like on steroids.
Yeah, I mean, it's just extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah,
to say the least. Very violent when the torture scene like came, and then also just the twistiness of losing, like having some molester fucking kids, and so then we're sitting there and it's like getting worse. But like my roommate comes in, she's like, "You're watching Prisoners?" She's like, "Good luck," and she walks out, and we're like, you're like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And we're just like, keep watching it. And it gets so fucked up. And we would like go outside to have a cigarette. We're like, what are we doing? Like, and we just kept watching it. And it was so like, and it's like so uncomfortable because like when you're on acid, it's just like, it's visceral. Like you feel this it's like almost, it's definitely pain in your like stomach when you're like uncomfortable. You're like, oh, like and we're just like, what the fuck? And I don't know why we finished it. And like afterwards, we're like, "Do you want to like go for a walk?" Or
was it a good movie though?
Yeah. It's
okay. Yeah. So then I'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's a just terrifying movie in the way that like if you were a dad, this is the thing that keeps you up like later and makes you overprotective thinking about movies like that. Whatever. Yeah, it was good. One other time we watched a pretty fucked up movie, and about halfway through we're like, are we going to do this again? We're like, no, let's turn it off. So we turned it off and did something else. It's just like you want to watch something like pretty or like... Yeah. I like watching movies on acid or mushrooms, but it's more like intense movies. But you're throwing a gamble. But I watched The Hateful Eight. It was fucking dope.
I still haven't seen that.
Dude, like the build up, the intensity of
it's like typical Tarantino,
like, oh, what the fuck? It amplifies it really well. Yeah. If you watch like the right movie, it feels like you're in the movie. Like when you're tripping.
Oh.
Should you take a chug?
It's still feeling a little hot. I thought it would feel less hot considering I'm halfway done, but...
Oh, hey, Sleepy. Cary just like showed up right before you.
Wait, you've been here the whole time? Yeah. God damn. What's poppin'?
She like showed up. I thought it was you. I was like,
Brand new
you're
whip
fucking
just hopped in
early.
was the correct answer.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip.
Brand new whip just hopped in. I got options. Something like Stockton.
How long are we on this?
Sorry if I interrupt. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can. Let's see.
I mean, to be fair, I don't give a shit.
It is like 2 hours 20. We should wrap this up.
Okay, fine. If you're fucking.
I'm gonna try to keep mine under 2 hours. I'll fucking go for hours.
Yeah, I know. Damn straight, homie. Like
I know. One time, me and
apparently I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, we just go. Yeah, I wondered. So there was this one. I think my buddy Ian and I was like 2:45, and then people like look at it like, oh Jesus, like I gotta listen to you for 2.5 40 so. So I was like, oh, that might be a daunting task for like listeners. Be like, oh fuck, that's way too long.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to keep it under 2.
Yeah, you can find the fucking best parts.
There, it's 2:20.
Well, yeah.
It is crazy how time flies.
When you're having fun, man.
Like 2 hours just.
Time flies so fast.
Yeah. Also, when you're sleeping, it flies.
Well, no, just like.
Oh,
I was 23, so I just turned 23. Like, what was it?
Congratulations.
2 days ago? At
Yeah.
this point, it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah. And you're already 24.
Right?
There's one of the best quotes that I know is that like good news travels fast.
Yeah.
Bad news has wings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Travels faster.
Dude, if you want a time to slow down, try sobriety.
No, I don't want to. No. I'm trying to.
Dude, it's only been 3 weeks. It feels.
No, I don't. Yeah. No, exactly. I don't want to. Like, I can black out. Like I didn't black out, but I can black out like fucking 4 days. Right? It's just like, oh yeah, I was just working.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely done that for like months.
What can you do besides
Drink.
yeah.
hole up, drink,
Oh yeah,
headshot,
Cary
drink.
shows up. I thought it was
Sit
you, and then like I was like, God, he's early, and I was like still setting up. I was like, that's weird. And I open the door, she just like walks in. She's like, I'm using your bed, I'm drunk. Just walks by me.
What can you do?
And stumbles up.
Malibu for breakfast?
Oh, just straight to the bed.
Malibu for brunch?
It was Malibu for breakfast. I actually don't really drink Malibu anymore.
Says you what? When?
What I was gonna
I
say,
saw you
like that's a
last week
fucking
chugging
that's a
Malibu.
revelation for me.
I'll drink it, but it's not like my choice.
What's your choice?
What's the choice then?
Beer.
No.
No.
I haven't seen this
What
yet.
kind?
God,
What kind?
What?
I don't get mad. I like Bud Light.
Oh, lots of people like Bud Light. That's fine.
Mhm.
Last,
Bud Light with Clamato.
well, that's also a good starter beer. If you go from Malibu to beer, you're gonna want to start nice and easy. Dude, I literally saw you like last week, and you were drinking Malibu.
Remember, I was drinking beer when I was at your job. Remember that? And then freaking Mikey was the one that.
I guess you did get one.
Yeah, Mikey. Well, I wasn't trying to drink Malibu, and then Mikey was like, "Let me buy you a drink," and then my thought process.
Maybe it was a time before I thought that you were drinking Malibu.
My thought process was, if Mikey's gonna buy me a drink, I might as well get the expensive drink, you know.
Yeah, Malibu's top shelf.
More than beer. Come on now.
I think
Depends
it's
on the
same
beer.
price, actually.
Depends on
I
the
think
beer.
It's the same price. I think like $4.50.
My beer
I don't
is
know.
maybe as expensive as a Malibu.
Guys, I fucking ate
I gotta
shit
pee real
so
quick.
hard, so hard.
What'd you do?
Ate shit.
Yeah, but like just walking or like biking or what?
Were you just standing there and then you just fucking poof.
Shit, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh. Fuck, I am a little drunk.
I've been drunk for like, at this point, it feels like 5 days.
Been there. It will heal. I don't have one.
Hey, Joshy.
Yo.
Band-Aid
That looks alright.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Band-Aids in my
upstairs.
in my middle drawer. It's like above the slut drawer. So there's a slut drawer, and then there's
What's
like,
all in the slut drawer?
No, the slut drawer.
hair
is
ties,
not-
Okay.
slut drawer has-
tampons, makeup wipes.
No, his slut, that's
Uh,
not his slut drawer. His slut drawer is next to his bed.
No, that's just like the kink drawer. The slut drawer is for girls that come over, like, and if they are like need something. So hair
I
ties,
should buy those.
tampons, makeup wipes, toothbrushes, like multiple packs. So there's like, oh, can I brush my teeth? It's like, there you go, new toothbrush. I think that's about it. Hair ties is a necessity because like when the hair's getting in the way of the blowjob,
Literally,
it's just,
when I lived here, I would go to freaking Josh's room when I needed a ponytail. Because it's never happened on my own.
dude, if a girl's, I wear hair ties on my wrist because if like I'm a gentleman, if a girl's gonna suck my dick, I want to like help them out, like get the hair out of the way. Chivalry is not dead.
It is certainly not, but I could definitely learn from that.
It's not dead because you're here, Josh.
I could have, I could have,
It would be.
no, I could definitely afford hair ties.
There's dollar store. Most of the shit is in my drawers at the dollar store.
Oh yeah, no, fuck it, but it's just
I was
like,
like yes,
girl that I'm seeing like has hair for days.
yeah, having those stocked up is nice.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
We haven't had sex in my house yet.
What?
I'm also like
at
living by
hers or,
myself
like-
right now. Yeah. Oh wait, what? Yeah, no, wait. You guys haven't had. No.
You've seen somebody new.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Seeing a person, I really like her.
Oh. Isn't that always funny how it's scary when you like somebody? You're like, I'm
Well,
scared.
because like one of like my best friend, right? Like him and his lady, and I love his lady a lot. Like, and she's cool because she likes me. She will always like me more than any of my partners.
Yeah.
And so she's just like always asking for. She's always, like asking about shit, and so she's just like. Her thing is just like, yo, if you know, you know. And I'm like, for this girl, I'm like, yo, like, I like, I'm willing to like change certain things in my life, which is scary.
Which things?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you change anything?
Most.
No.
I meant like he's gonna stop being a freaking hoe bag for this girl is what he.
Yeah, I haven't had sex with anybody else since, no, and I won't.
Most people do.
Dude,
that.
fuck.
That's
Yeah,
like a
yeah, no,
pretty
that's
standard one.
fair, but like, oh.
I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I'm not. I'm not most people.
Also, it's not that kind of relationship either,
Yeah.
so it's like.
But I was just curious if it's just like I always wonder like because I think changing certain things is really good for people like and then you know how people say like you shouldn't do something for the other person.
Yeah.
I disagree. I'm like depends on how much you like them and depend on what the ask is.
No,
'Cause
100%.
If, like a girl, if a girl's like I think you're way more attractive with you without a beard, I'll shave it this and I'll.
Oh yeah, or like
Yeah,
no.
turn you on.
First time we
Like-
met, she's like, "What's the deal with the mullet?" I'm like, because I had like a more.
Yeah.
Because I just got my hair cut yesterday,
Well, that
and
makes
she's
more sense.
yeah, and she was just like, "What's the deal with that?" I'm just like, "I just think I look better with it," and she's just like, "Word, that's fine." Like she has not at like,
Yeah.
and also like that shit willing to change 100%. If she were to be like, yo, like, shave your mustache whole off, that would be a more serious discussion.
I feel like I would do those things for somebody in a year and not in a week. Yeah, for sure. It's like if I was in love with someone or we married or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I prefer you in this way. I'm like,
yo, do you want me looking like I'm underage?
Yeah.
Like, is that your, like, if that's a kink, we can, like, get there without me shaving my mustache.
But you could get there with it too. That'd be weird if then all of a sudden you're like, every time you're hooking up, you're like, I think she likes little kids.
Hundo P.
This dick prove I ain't.
Hey, no, like, it.
No, mullet.
Young kids can still have fucking bigger dicks than me.
Yeah. I always thought it was funny when people made the argument they like girls with bushes. They're like, I like to know my lady's a woman. I was like, so do you want her to grow her leg hair out? Because, like, that also happens. I was like, yeah, I mean, and also like, you can tell they shave it. You can tell they're a woman or not. It's weird. Like, is that the only way you figure out if a girl's a woman is a bush? Because you still have there's still a huge populace that you're going for. That's a little
yeah.
A little weird.
Oh shit.
But I mean, some people prefer it, but
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not on this hippie bullshit.
He likes the baldness.
Yeah.
Little
You know what's weird is like I really like hippie principles in a lot of ways, but I fucking hate hippie shit in a lot of ways. People are like, you're so hippie, you believe in this and this. And I was like, yeah, but I don't. But I'm not. What? So it always gives me shit because she's like, you're so spiritual. I'm like, I am not. She's like, you're just talking about manifesting and like blah 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 blah. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to. I fucking hate spiritual people. I don't hate them.
No, I don't hate them, but I just want to like.
Yeah, and the same with hippies. I'm like, I don't smell.
I just want to fuck bad bitches, and it turns out that most bad bitches carry this shared belief system. Maybe not, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had a lot of sex, and I've probably run into like 3 or 4 people that didn't shave, and I either couldn't get it
like
up.
At all.
No, like down here.
Okay.
Like I did fuck a girl that didn't shave her legs, and she had surprisingly very little hair, and it didn't bother me. But that was like weird.
I don't like. I guess I've never been with someone that like didn't do it like at all. Like.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. But she had a very mild amount of hair. Like very.
Like, well, maybe that's why she doesn't shave, right?
Right.
Like,
and then you see a girl that like needs to, and they don't. I mean, I guess some people are into it. It's not for me. It's not for me.
I have been with ladies that like will shave their legs and not their bush, and it's just like.
Yeah, that seems strange to me.
I mean, like I like didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like.
I don't care if people do it. I'm just not into it personally.
Yeah, fair.
It doesn't make it. I don't get hard. I literally lose my boner if I see a bush.
Well, I think the thing is just like it doesn't like I think like for guys like in general it doesn't make me go either way.
Yeah.
But like if it is like weirdly hairy, it's just like a different thing, and it's just like not something I'm used to. So it's just like. Like what's going
yeah,
on
I
here?
wonder
like,
if it's just because I'm not used to it, but I swear, when I first looked at porn when I was like 13, and I saw a vagina for the first time, it terrified. I was like, no. I was like, that is terrifying. That's disgusting. And then when I discovered pictures of ones without, I was like, way better. I like that, and I just knew. From a very early age.
Dude, especially when you go down, it's like, like when you go down, like it being like real hairless is like a very much plus.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I don't like getting shit in my teeth.
No. Wow, it's annoying. I have to deal with it all the time. But
and I feel like it's like easier for women to not have hair than for men because like we've got all sorts of geography to roll around.
It's easy.
We got balls. We got a dick. Like
I just like pull it. Just like.
No, I like I try, but like there's still sometimes where I'm just like, oh, I missed this spot.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cute if you just leave one little sprout. Can you imagine? You just have one.
Just on the right nut, just like
dude,
like
you would have to actually meticulously let it grow and ignore that one for a very long time to get this. That's some care.
Yeah, nah.
I cut all of the ones around you so you could shine.
Just like we're talking like 3 inches, like
yeah,
like a fair amount.
Yeah,
like
yeah. That's funny.
Goddamn.
Yeah, maybe I should try that. I wanted to do like a ball goatee, like just down here. So you just
so just with the tail end of the balls, like
they're growing hair, but nothing else.
Like you shave the top and the fucking like the legs and the sides, and you just.
It's just. But I also was like, it's a gamble, you know. You're gonna scare some people away.
Well, if you're just like not someone that like, I feel like maybe some people specifically enjoy getting their balls licked, right? But it's like if you're not, like if that's not your thing, then like yeah, do that. It'd be
It's a
fucking
nice
hilarious.
thing. It doesn't turn me on per se, but it's like nice.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, hey, you know what? I like that you're like,
The visual's pretty hot to me.
oh,
Like,
God, yes.
yeah, I'm more visual. I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I really like that in the intro to my podcast, I tried to be as offensive as possible.
Yeah.
Because I knew that like I would just lose people at certain conversations. So I wanted to like rule out a lot of people right away. Like I never wanted my mom to watch this podcast. So I was just
Yeah,
and
fair.
then like certain people that listen to the intro, they're just like, wow, you like use
Now that I have met her, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So I'm like, it's again like weeding out the people you don't need to even start down the as I'm talking about like the things I like and don't like sexually and you know growing hair on my balls and shit. Yeah,
in a very specific place.
Yeah. God, we put my mom through a lot when we played Cards Against Humanity.
Oh shit, you guys played. I felt bad, but like
yeah.
I was out on a date with Lady that night, so I was.
If you've ever met my mom, she's so. I mean, you have, but I mean, just in general, she is so conservative. Like.
Oh yeah, no, I could definitely pick that up.
And we're just talking about like. Yeah, super quiet, hard to read, and then we're just talking about like jizz flying through the air, like whatever card against Humanity cards. I mean, just like the worst trash.
His mom is literally like, so we're sitting right outside at that table right here. His mom is like at one end, I'm at the other. All the cards are like, fuck bitches, get money, like suck dick, get lit, like
yeah.
Dude, I've never heard that. I love suck dick, get lit.
You know what's funny? She fucking won. His mom won Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, and then it would be like ones because you know
actually, I won,
everyone's trying to be like aggressively offensive half the time, and she actually would slip in something that just like slapped, just random. Like, why is that even funny? And then she'd win. You know, people like that one, and then
I did win.
She won like 4 though, or whatever, 4 rounds. Yeah. No, yeah, you won, right?
I won. We didn't play rounds. We did.
Yeah, you have like, I mean, collects to the 5, right? So she won like 4 cards or 3 cards.
1 to 7.
Yeah, so she had like 4 or 5.
7, she was like 6.
Yeah.
Like she would have won. Besides David.
Yeah.
David,
the one card, it was like a load of jizz while it flies through the air and the sunlight catches it or something like so stupid and just like reads in front of her.
Also extremely specific.
Yeah. And then I started trying to like
who has sex when the sun's out?
When my sister had to read ones off, I would try to put like the worst things so she'd have to say it.
Yeah, 100%.
And she wouldn't read it. She like gave it to somebody else.
Yeah, you and Lindsay both are being so rude.
We've never like
I was gonna say like yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, I was trying to be super tame.
Besides that right there, do you have like
I don't have that.
Alcoholic drinks?
I have some seltzers.
Upstairs?
I have some beers. You like beer?
Yeah. Upstairs?
Yeah, it's in the little mini fridge.
I just came downstairs and walked back up.
Well, tough fucking titties. All right.
Yeah. You gotta work for those booze. The booze.
I was like, I really didn't have to work with these kids, but
see, now you're on my podcast. Cara's gonna be on my podcast too.
Am I?
You said you were. You want to be?
No,
there's no one there.
We're gonna do like an actual podcast.
Yeah. Not like this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, God forbid this is an actual podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I will win.
As far as I know, I've just been
never take this seriously. Dude, I have to always not take this seriously.
As far as I know, I've just been getting drunk with Josh in front of bright lights.
Yeah. I didn't mean it like that.
No.
That's what
I mean. Like that's what.
Yeah.
The moment I start taking this podcast too seriously, where like it's it's not ridiculous, then
you better be making like fucking stacks.
Yeah, I don't even care. When I'm making stacks, I still want to be like in my house, just getting drunk and talking shit.
I'm not a stripper anymore, so.
Oh, wait, what the fuck? You're not?
We can talk about the past or the future. No, whatever you want.
What now?
Good question.
TBD.
No, actually.
Next chapter.
Last time I saw you at work, that guy that sat next to me, he owns like a construction company,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah, and he actually gave me this like, or he gave a guy my number, and
Oh, dope.
yeah, he hired me, and all I did was go over to his house and clean his house.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I got paid like.
You used to
$200
do
for
a
it.
lot of cleaning with your mom though too, right?
Well, yeah, my mom was a crackhead, so
Yeah.
she loved cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she taught you all the good tricks.
All how to do it.
Oh.
I thought when you said mom, I thought you were gonna say like mouth.
No, she hates giving head.
Dude.
I'm gonna give her shit on the podcast.
To
hash
as you
it out.
Dude, no, like, yeah, like Lady I'm with now, she's just like, I was just like, yeah, man, like, head for me is just like kind of like whatever. I would much rather give than receive. And she's just like, why? I'm just like, like, haven't had a whole lot of women like give me good head. And she's just like, that's a fucking tragedy. I'm just like, you're a keeper.
Yeah. I like to set up good challenge right out of the gate, and then people that like a good challenge will just gravitate towards me.
I know exactly what you're saying. Oh, like, no girls never made you come from head. Like, I bet.
Yeah. But there's like yeah. I feel like in general, people just gotta find like what they like, and you can find what you like out there. But I don't know. I feel like it's also like the energy thing. I put out vibes. Like I attract like kinky girls because I put out a kinky energy. So people are like, where do you find people to do shit that you do?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I don't know what the fuck I give out.
Vibes. You probably put out those kinky vibes. I don't know.
I don't know either, man. But I know that I give good head.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Sometimes there's like the you know how like a guy's never had sex, like that the pheromones, like girls can tell that he has not had sex. You know, it's just like there's this like no one knows.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
I know it very well. I've like periods of time when I'm not getting laid, and then it's just like you can't even get somebody to look at you, and then the confidence starts dropping. Oh my god, it's the worst. Anyway, so there's also the opposite. Yes,
okay,
like
fair.
A guy is just like, yeah, there's certain people that are just like, oh yeah, that guy slaps. I'm even like,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Girl friends of mine, like a guy walks through the door, they're like, oh yeah, that dude. I bet that. I'm like, do you think he fucks well? They're like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, they'll just like know a certain guy, and then they're like, you can look at another guy, you're like, there's no way in hell. But that doesn't.
They just go up and sniff him.
True. Yeah. Sometimes the pheromones.
This guy fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that energy, or it's like the tall people thing. People, you just see it. You don't really know how to explain it. You just see them. You're just like.
I feel like for a while maybe it was like they just assumed that tall people were having sex, and I was just like, yo, like I'm not. Like, can we get me back on where you think I'm supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like, can we rectify this situation?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, you did pretty good. It's so weird because I've just been tripping the whole time, but it like doesn't go like higher or lower. It's just there, you know, like my level. And then obviously when you drink, it just like goes more. And I forget that people are drinking. I forget that people are drinking sometimes when because with Jeremy, and then I was like, Jeremy's like, oh, I'm fucked up. I was like, oh yeah, you've been drinking. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. This glass is staring me straight in the face, and it's yeah, it's still looking at me.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. Yeah, we should call it. Fuck.
This sounds like a good spot.
Yeah. Dude, I love you, bud. It's so dope that it is interesting the friends I meet through my sister.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, to be fair, beyond like guys trying to fuck my sister, don't worry, you're not the first. However, most of my friends are through my sister. Not all of them, but
no. Hey,
David, met you, met obviously Nikki through Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few that I have brought to the table. My friend Sammy, Kiara.
My thing is that I met them all through Jaren, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
like connectors.
Yeah, no, 100%.
My sister's definitely a connector.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a connector too.
Yeah.
But just
I'm
like
trying to
not
be
in
the
this,
community,
not in this group,
Yeah.
right? Like,
no, I like bringing multiple groups together. Like,
oh, dude, yeah.
like-
Oh, same. Like I was always, like even in like middle school, high school. Like when I was in middle school, like I would be friends with like the Xbox nerds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, but I also played sports, so I was friends with like the jock kids.
Yeah.
I fucking had a super huge crush on this emo chick because that was like the heyday, right? Like
Yeah.
this is middle school, so 6th grade. That was fucking. I
Whatever
graduated
was
in 10, so that means 2, so like 6, so like 2004, like heyday of punk pop.
Yeah.
Like I am talking to this girl that had the fucking bang.
the best.
Oh, dude, you know,
The
oh god,
best.
god damn.
Yeah.
What's fucking wild is that like whenever she like, you know, we're all adults now, but like she posts some shit and like I say whatever, and when she like responds back, I'm just like,
Like,
oh, like my crush texted me back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. God, I never. I mean, I literally. I mean, I know that I thought about girls as far as like I was horny. Like definitely like looked at porn, but as far as like me getting like a girl, like I had no chance. Like, and I just quickly realized I'd never had a chance. And like
Until one day you
the
did.
more I
Fuck.
didn't have a chance, I like stopped trying, or like it's just like dude, I
until
don't
one
have a
day,
chance with that
until
girl.
one day you did, and then you just like,
It's so weird, but it took some like progression for sure.
dude, is that not weird that it's just like I know you're not into like specifically now, like you have a partner that like you're not looking for like a first time connection, but
Right.
like I feel like you also like, is it not uncommon like when you did to like just be able to gain like a really solid connection for like a fairly new thing
Mhm.
because you're just a genuine guy?
Yeah, I've been pretty good at that.
Yeah, no,
but I am still-
I would say same.
Yeah.
Like
My sister and I actually used to say it was like I had trouble getting interest like girls to be interested, but if they spend some time
oh
with me,
god,
I'd
oh
work.
dude, yeah, no,
And
same,
so-
goddamn.
So we were like, we have the unique ability to make anyone fall in love with us, and I was like,
That's
yes.
fair. Yeah.
And I felt very strongly about that, but it was like getting through the first part of actually getting a girl to be like, yeah, I would go on a date with this dude or go home with this dude. Couldn't
Yeah.
get that at all. Like it was
Yeah.
so
No.
rare
I
for
think
me to get a girl.
no. I feel that for sure, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very.
It's interesting how being a good person can't really like do you favors in the world.
It can kind of, right? Yeah. My thing is just
It's
like
I tell a lot of people like just be a good person and you'll win at certain things a lot more than you lose.
eventually.
Yeah, but I mean,
Eventually,
you have to
not
learn other skills.
Yeah.
Besides being a good.
Yeah,
person.
my thing too is
but-
that like it's like to get back to that point, it's just like, yo, man, like, do I struggle with getting people to get to know me? Like, not especially like a little bit, but
Yeah.
like, goddamn, if they do, like,
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
like yeah, like if I think you're cool and you are cool, like you are going to be friends with me. Like
Yeah.
there's not that like I have never known failure in that sense,
Sure.
right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That's a dope thing about being like a personal person, a person that's like, I find it, this is one of the benefits of growing up more ugly, but it was just like, I developed a personality like quicker, I feel, than something
No.
that was handed shit. you
no,
know?
100%, because I was like, I moved here when I was in. So when I moved here, it was like I was 6th grade where I was from. It was like elementary school was to 6th grade, but when I moved here, it was 6th to 8th was middle school. So I had to quickly develop not only skills to meet new friends in a new place,
Right.
but like we're all like I got bumped down to the lowest of the totem pole, and then I went to a private high school where I knew like 3 people,
Yeah.
like total, that came from the school where I was at. So then I had to like refine those skills.
Right.
And so it's like from there, I just took it everywhere.
Yeah.
And like after doing that, man, it's just like, yo, dude, like I can make nice with anybody, but like if you're gonna be like if we're making friends, like we're gonna make like real good friendship.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if it's necessarily just like you're blessed with it, because I think that people can
no, it's 100% people can learn it.
Right, yeah. It's like a skill. But
no.
I find
just like sex.
fast.
You can be bad at sex and get good. You can be bad at making friends and then get better.
I find it fascinating when people don't think. They're like, no, you either have it or you don't. Like,
no, go fuck yourself.
No. Yeah, like, you think you were just born by giving good head, like, out of the gates? No. I mean, some people are, but some people have to work.
You gotta pay attention to your partner or the other person in this interaction, find out what they want, and then suck their dick the way that they want their dick to be sucked.
Also, you have to have the mindset of, like any other skill, that you are still...
You need to also improvise the way that you suck their dick.
Yes, improvise. You also have to have the mindset that you were, like, wherever you're at, you can learn to be better.
Oh, yeah.
And if you always have that mindset, you will continue to get better, which means that, like, you'll progress. So if you take that mindset into people and being a better person...
And I also think that like, goes back to, like, the, like, thinking that we're smarter than, like, the average person. It's just, like...
Which we are. Like, we know that. So just get that out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, also the reason for that is that, like... Because we know that we're not the smartest, we know that we're not at the peak, we can always get better. Yeah. Like, my friends that are smarter than me in different fields, like, like maybe my buddy that does shit for Micron in, like, his testing field is, like, am I ever gonna find, like, a super, like, a one-to-one applicable situation in my life? Yeah. No. But, like, will I find a situation where that manner of thinking applies to whatever obstacle I'm trying to overcome?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the more people you know and the more people you, like, gel with and can understand, the better that you're going to be as a person.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, 100% agree. And then you also... I was thinking of, like, the things that I've learned that took a long time to learn. If you, like, boil them down, they're actually really simple.
Oh, dude, like, so much.
Where it's just like to like be a good friend. Like being funny, it helps, but you can learn that skill. Like just being a funny person.
But like being funny isn't so much being comical. It's being aware of your people. Being aware of who, like, being mindful of who you're being around, and, like, making connections that they recognize, like making mutual connections that they pick up.
Yeah, but you don't have to be necessarily good at that. But, like, if you're genuinely interested in people,
goddamn
not a
straight.
piece of shit.
Yes.
Like, you don't talk shit, like, like toxic traits. If you just get rid of toxic traits, be nice to people and be interested, like, you're already on the next level of being, like, a good friend and, like, a person.
100%.
Yeah, it's very
if you're a nobody, it doesn't take a lot to be somebody. You just gotta, like, put in, like just the tiniest bit of work.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you also find out, like, how many other pieces of shit you know that, like.
Oh yeah, don't know, dude, fuck. Yeah, dude, like.
I love the fact that I have so many friends, and, like, I'm gonna introduce the fucking world to everybody, but it's just like. We're still like I think it's funny because there's people that are still, like, figuring it out and pieces of shit. They're actually good people.
Dude, no. Like, here's my thing. Like, you may think that someone that has figured it out, like, and like, I'm not trying to bag you, bro. It's just like, you may think people that have figured it out, right? Like, they own a home.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you do, I do not.
Right.
But, like, or people that have a serious partner. Like, we both do not yet.
Yeah.
Or, like, maybe we do kind of in a sense, but not, like, in the traditional sense, right? It's just like what do you gauge being a person on? It's just like, oh, like, and you're successful at work. It's just like, we're both successful at what we do.
Yeah. No, I'm not yet, but I will.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I mean, I'm a success. I pay my bills.
No, but, like, okay, that's fair what you said, but, like, yeah. Like,
but
your determination and your skill already, you will be
100%.
And like, I've listened to your other shit, and, like, I know that you believe it, and I also believe it. It's just like,
for sure.
It's very much like it's not an if but when.
Right. Yeah. Dude, that's another like little tip of life is just switching those vocabularies all the time.
Oh,
never say
dude.
if, just say when. Just say like when. I even do that when I'm chasing
oh yeah, like
or
if
when I get this.
If I get successful, no, it's just like when I am successful. Like, but you also got to do the work to prove to yourself that it is a when and not an if. But yeah, man, just like getting out of like not that getting out of because being like a nobody for your podcast is like, that's not a bad thing, dude. Like you learn so much, like getting drunk on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. You
That's
I
learned so much from getting drunk with other people that get drunk on a Tuesday, and here, we learn so much fucking from each other. It's insane,
dude. Yeah, no, like specifically working in the industry, it's just like, oh, yo, no, dude, I can't go out tonight. And then all of a sudden it's just like you are out tonight and then you are getting fucking weird. But it's just like, then all of a sudden you meet a guy that is also like, he's the manager of some place or the owner of some place. Yeah. And he's also a nobody, a shithead. And then it's just like, but now you have that connection. So it's just like when that guy is looking for someone to come up and then you're like, yo, man, like, I've done X amount of work, and you're looking for this person, like, I think I can be that person. And then they're like, hey, you know what? I was with you on this night. Like, I can, like, I might have to teach you how to do stuff, but like, I think the biggest thing is, right, like, there's like, people think they have to know everything before going into anything. Right? Like, are you picking up? Yeah.
Yes, you have to be fully prepared.
You got to be, no, but you don't. Like, you got to have, like, the underlying skills. Right. And then the rest can be taught. Yeah. Like, so it's like...
I feel like people should realize that, well, I guess people that graduate college, you realize that degree taught you nothing. It just gave you that
absolutely
entry,
none.
Like, maybe that 1% up. And then... on the job is where you learn all the training.
Damn straight. So for example, I don't have a degree. I work for a structural engineering company. If some person came in from Boise State with like a fucking engineering degree, I would know infinitely more knowledge than they would. Right. Or like if there was like a brand new chef or cook. And they came out of like a hospitality school in Vegas, right? Like UNLV, best in the country, right? And they came to a random ass restaurant, they didn't know anything. And they're just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just like, no. The line cook that's been there for a year and a half, they're gonna know literally infinitely more than you. Sure. Yeah. Like you will know the fucking high-end shit, but they will know every step of how to get you to that high-end shit, right? Like
all the real-world applications, etc.
Yeah, so it's like, like...
I know.
Yeah.
You're gone a long time.
Speaker upstairs, it connects, and then I'll play, like, the song that I want to play.
What song is it?
It only goes so far, and then it turns off.
It doesn't allow shitty music.
That's what I was going to say. What song is it?
But,
I'm just kidding.
I'm still not.
Yeah, it only, like, plays so far, and then it turns off.
Have you tried Mo Bamba to see if it'll play the whole thing?
Speaker turn on. I don't know. I'll look it up.
The little, like, speaker.
Have you tried Mo Bamba, just letting that ride the whole time? I'm the one on this podcast.
I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to Josh. But I was just letting you know. I didn't break it or anything. But yeah, it only like lets me play like that much of my song.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I've never had that happen.
It'll start at first and then it just doesn't play anymore.
Yeah. What is Mo Bamba?
I got calling a young neighbor. Check.
That didn't help me.
You know it. I got
It's like
I don't think I know it.
Yeah, check Weston, I'm getting really rich.
I don't think I know this.
Yeah, you do.
I love when people are like, you know this, and then they play it. I'm like, no, I never heard that.
You do know it.
Mo Bamba.
16-year-old bitch.
Well, let's gonna figure something out with that audio because that's gonna be loud as shit.
This one?
No, me pissing into the.
Oh, dude, I've been talking to you every time I've gone to take a piss. So, like, when you, like... Oh yeah, no, but when you edit, like, just know that I've been talking to you every
I
time.
don't even know. I'm excited because I can do. I think I can go portable, so I can take these and get the. We can even try this and go smoke a cigarette, and literally leave and just use the GoPro. And I just like fucking.
With a motherfucking pro.
Yeah, you want to go outside? Do you have any cigarettes? Do you have any
What?
cigarettes?
No, I know. I do have two though.
I want a cigarette.
Oh shit! Why did it restart?
I guess this. I have to keep this.
This is Mo Bamba, Josh, by the way.
Yeah, I've never heard this.
What?
Nobodies.